we're talking about like music groups. So what is IDY? Or first of all, let's give an introduction to yourself. Who is ohlawton?
Yeah, so as of right now, I'm an artist manager. I do shows, just anything really involved in the music industry. Any gap that I can fill, I'll be there. I own a company called Lawton Lives Experiences. It's just all around anything music. You know, I see Lawton Lives as the Walgreens for the music industry. We have everything you need
the pharmacy.
when you need it. You know what I mean? We're open 24/7. We're open to new ideas. We'll put new things on the shelves for you. Lawton Lives will be there. So
for sure.
Right now I'm kind of leveraging the shows and the management and whatnot into building something bigger. You know, what it is, I don't know. I'm just taking it step by step. But every day I strive to make it different in one way or another. I don't want, I get bored really quick. I'm not bored of like managing and doing shows, but if I really just had to do that for the rest of my life, I don't think I could.
You want to build something bigger?
Yeah. I always want it to be bigger. So that's why, you know, now I'm trying to get the whole community together, the whole underground community. That's why I'm building the Discord and whatnot, which we could talk about later. But
yeah, well, fuck it, bro. Let's talk about it now. The Discord, the new sound is the name of the Discord, right?
The next sound.
The next sound, next sound, the new sound.
Yeah.
So the next sound is a Discord community where people can go to basically connect with other people in the music industry.
Right.
And as of right now, is that just like Omaha people or?
As of right now, I'd say everybody that's in there is very few of them are actually from Omaha.
Really?
Majority of the people are definitely just all around. I mean, where from exactly, I couldn't tell you, but yeah, there's definitely Omaha people in there though. Shout out to all the Omaha people. But I'd like to branch out as far as possible. You know what I mean? Like different countries. If you make music over here,
bro.
Like the goal is really just to connect everybody and see what we could all do together.
Yeah, when I was like 19, I bought into a course that was basically like a real estate course. And it was like everyone, there was probably like 200 people from every state in America. Really? And it was just a community where everybody can link up and invest together, talk about deals, talk about anything to do with real estate. Is that kind of what you're going for? Anything to do with music, like engineers, managers, artists, writers, videographers, everything. And anyone can join.
Everything. If you're somewhat interested in the music industry, I'd love you to be a part of this community, whether you know your role or not.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to, you know, help people figure out what their roles can be in the music industry. I mean, you maybe you're very interested in the music industry, but you just don't know what you want to do. Like, oh, do I want to be a rapper? Do I want to do shows? Do I want to be a manager? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can join our community and we'll help you figure it out, you know, because everybody has their own roles. I started off in the music industry as being an artist. That's really what got me into all of this. And to give you a little bit of backstory on Lawton Lives and really how I got into all of this was I wanted to perform really bad and nobody would let me perform on their shows. I couldn't get on any lineups. So I was like, you know what? Let me put together my own show.
Fuck it, I'm going to do it myself.
I'm going to do it myself. Yeah. And it went great. It was sold out. Like I had
sold out the first show you put together?
First show I did, yeah. It was 150 people max capacity in the venue.
That's crazy, bro.
But
that's
we hit that.
That's actually nuts. How old were you at the time?
The show was on my 18th birthday, so I was 17 when I put it all together. And then the night of the show was the night I turned 18.
It was like a birthday party type shit.
It wasn't promoted as a birthday party. I just really thought it'd be cool if I did it on my 18th birthday.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
I didn't want it to be like Lawton's birthday party. Pull up, you know. No, it was strictly a rap show. Sold out, but this was March of 2020. The next day after that show, everything shut down. Everything shut down, bro.
Damn,
every show got canceled.
You could have been. You were one day late, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the show happened.
Yeah.
The show happened. Everything got shut down. I was really excited to keep it going, right? Because I was like, this is dope. I could just keep doing shows. And then I wasn't able to do a show for like over a year after that.
Fucking. What did you do in that time period where it was like stagnant?
I had a full-time job. I was a grave digger. I dug graves.
Wait, like actually?
Like actually, I was a grave digger. I was a backhoe operator was my actual title. so I could operate like a big machine. And I'm only 18 at the time. I'm turning 19.
Is that lucrative? Like, how much were you getting? How much were you getting paid to be a grave digger?
Honestly, at that time, I was 18. I was making $17.25 an hour. Plus, I had full benefits, 401k. I had like full health. I went through Accutane, and like my health insurance through the cemetery paid for all my Accutane, which is a very expensive process.
Well, what's Accutane?
It gets rid of all your acne. I used to have really bad acne.
Interesting. So $17.25 an hour at a $17.25. That's pretty fucking good right out of high school.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Back in 2020. Yeah.
Back in 2020. Like I was a custodian for like a couple years. And that was like $16.50. So hey.
That was still probably good.
Yeah, but it was still good, especially because like I was saving my money and shit, and like, waiting for something bigger.
Right, absolutely. And during that time period too, I got really. While I wasn't doing shows and whatnot, I got really big into like the stock market and like making money online. So I was doing drop shipping. Actually, I was selling. I did a few different products, but one that was really good was earbuds. I was selling Bluetooth earbuds, and I would mark them as $100 per pair on my website. But if you used code GameStop, you could get them for completely free. The reason I did code GameStop was because GameStop was going viral at the time for the whole stock market. Yeah. So
GameStop.
it was eye catchy. People were familiar with what was going on. They were like, "Oh, GameStop, and I can get this $100 pair of Bluetooth headphones for free." And then shipping is $13. So you're paying me $13 for just shipping, and I'm getting the earbuds for like $3.50 on AliExpress. You know what I mean?
With zero shipping on your end?
Yeah, zero shipping on my end.
I swear to God, bro, Supreme Patty did the same thing with his chains, bro.
Yeah.
He was like doing the Supreme Patty chains, and it was like $500 chain, free $50 shipping.
Right,
like,
right.
So
except my shipping was low. It was only $13.
And so, bro, they're getting earbuds for $13. That doesn't smell like a scam to me.
It's honestly. It's not. I mean, the shipping probably took, decades, but
motherfucking shipping straight.
They're probably
from
still
China.
on the way right now.
You're like the Yeezy pods right now, bro. Everyone's waiting for them. Still.
I mean, yeah, Kanye basically did the same thing. But yeah, I got really big into drop shipping and stocks around this time period. I was crushing the earbud thing while I'm working at the cemetery also.
But you're also making music at this point too,
and I'm still making music.
You're an artist at this point.
Yeah, at this point I'm still an artist making music, just wanting to blow up. You know what I mean? That's my big goal in mind, is blow up as an artist. And so I'm doing all of this at once. I also had another one where it was a humping dog phone charger. So you would plug your phone in and the dog would start humping your phone. And it went completely viral, bro. That shit like blew up on TikTok. Yeah, I know. That's exactly the point. That's why it went viral. Like and the reason I like listening to Yeat's music so much is because this was before Yeat blew up, but I used his sound for that video.
What song? It
was the Money So Big song. I was the number one video for that sound.
No
like
way,
I had the most
bro.
views. So anytime you would click on Money So Big, the first video you would see is a fucking dog humping a phone, and then you're like, "What is this?" You click on it, and then you can buy that charger from my website.
That's fire. Like, so how much were you clearing on those items, bro?
Bro, for the humping dog, when it like initially started going viral, I made like $3,000 in a week.
Damn.
Just for my computer, and I'm like 19 now at the time, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm rich,
Yeah. So why didn't you continue to just do the drop shipping shit?
You're completely right. I don't know, but essentially, Bran and I kind of we do e-commerce. We sell his preset on. I built like IDYbrand.com. And we sell his vocal preset for BandLab. And there's no cost to it, you know what I mean? So we sell it for $30. It's a digital product.
There's no overhead.
Yeah, exactly. Except for the monthly subscription to run the website.
That's crazy. And the monthly subscription to run a website ain't shit.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like $30.
What is BandLab?
BandLab is a recording platform, I guess you could say, or a music production platform.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never hopped on it. Is it like on a website or is it an app like that you download?
Yeah, there's both. So if you wanted to record on your computer and hook up a microphone to your computer, you could just go to the BandLab website on there and do it like that. But what Bran does is he has the app on his phone and he plugs in his Apple earbuds and uses the microphone on the Apple earbuds and literally records from that.
He still is on that. He's still doing that.
Still doing that. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that you're being honest.
I'm being 100% honest.
I thought that was cap for marketing.
Yeah. People
real?
think, yeah, it's so real. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, and people.
He's been in a studio before. Like right now, we're working with Right Mind Creative, the homies over there who own that studio. They're great people, great studio.
Sure.
And he's recorded a couple songs in there, but we've actually never released anything recorded on a real studio. Anything you can find on the internet from Bran is 100% on his iPhone.
It's with a fucking wired Apple headphone.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The only thing that's cap in our videos is like recording in crazy places. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like the
but everybody knows that's like
right. That's supposed to be a given. Like
that's
if
not
we're
really cap. It's just marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like underwater. Like we went
Whose
underwater.
idea was that to do the underwater video?
I believe that one. I think that one was mine. No. That one was Bran. And then I had the idea of like, now let's set it on fire. So we set it on fire,
too, yeah.
And then we did one on stage at a show. We did the hot air balloon. The hot air balloon was my favorite one. That one was crazy.
Hayden, you should pull up Brand's Instagram. We should have pre-fired this, but whatever. Just go to IDY Brand on Instagram and look at this fucking marketing, bro.
It's insane.
It's crazy. It's great.
It's why content matters.
Content matters, bro. And so like, first of all, how did you? Like, who owns that hot air balloon? How'd you get up there, bro?
Okay, so crazy. We wanted to do one in Nebraska. We just like called up. I called up a bunch of hot air balloon places in Nebraska. All of them were completely booked out. The closest one we could get was in Missouri, like 5 hours away. So like that was the closest hot air balloon company that had an open
road trip.
Yeah, so we took a little road trip up there. Spent honestly a major bag because it's not cheap doing a hot air balloon.
To go on a hot air balloon.
Not at all. Plus the hotel. Food,
but they let you go up there by yourself, or do they have someone with you?
They have an operator.
They have an operator?
Yeah, there's an operator doing it. But we told them beforehand, like, by the way, we shoot content, we do videos, and we have this idea, and we gave them the rundown and everything. And they loved it. They loved it. They thought it was awesome. They didn't cut us a discount, unfortunately, but that would have been nice. But nah, nothing's free.
Yeah, just scroll until you see some crazy shit. There'll be something.
Oh yeah.
I saw you guys went into like a Euro place and like you recorded behind the.
That was De Leon's.
That was De Leon?
Yeah.
No fucking way. You guys, that's the one that you fuck with, the one that you're talking about?
Nah, that one's actually out west, like West Omaha, complete opposite side of like where I live.
See, look at this. We can't even find it because you guys are active.
Brand's very consistent. I mean, he takes care of like all of these ones, like the screen recordings and whatnot. But it's like the big shit where we need a hot air balloon, or we need to find a pool that we can go in, or a spot to light a computer on fire. You know what I mean? That's where like.
Is that the underwater one on the left?
This is a different underwater. This was an Airbnb that we had. There was an indoor pool in the house. This was crazy. This Airbnb right here is like a whole nother discussion, bro.
Is that a private pool?
Yeah,
like in the Airbnb. That's dope.
Yeah, because it was like a house.
That's fucking sick. Yeah. I just want to find the hot air balloon one. It should have a thumbnail.
Oh yeah, the hot air balloon one's
might be a while back.
Right here, this one.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that engagement, bro.
We're high up there too, bro. That's no joke.
Funniest shit. No, pause it, bro. The funniest shit about this is bro does not record with that microphone.
And look too, the computer's off. Actually, if you pause it at the right time, the computer's not even on.
That's just great marketing, dog. Like,
yeah,
that's sick. That's sick.
And I'm scared of flying and stuff. So
was that scary? How high up are you guys?
I don't want to give any like crazy numbers, but I want to say it was like at least 1,000 feet up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be lying. I don't know how tall 1,000 feet is, but we were very high up.
That's a dope experience, though.
And there's no turbulence, bro. It's smooth. Once you get up there, you don't even know you're flying. Like you feel no shaking, no nothing. Really? It's just smooth sailing. Originally, we were supposed to do the hot air balloon on a Saturday, right? Yeah. And Pootie, who produced that song that we were promoting in that video, he was flying in from Texas because he's from Texas. So he flew into Missouri, and the plan was to have Pootie on the hot air balloon video with Bran, because like they both made the song together technically, you know what I mean? But he wasn't gonna fly in until Saturday, because that's when we were gonna do the hot air balloon. But due to weather complications, we had to do it the day before because it was gonna be too windy on Saturday. So we're like panicking, Like, what are we gonna do?
You still got to do it though.
Yeah. We still
Pootie or not, you still got to do it. And
Yeah.
Pootie's been having his own success with like just dropping beats on like Spotify. Like the Tokyo Funkin'. Did that originate as just a beat?
Yeah.
And then Bran hopped on it after it was already gaining traction as just a beat.
Yeah.
And now that's like one of them ones. It's getting up there.
Right. Yeah, Pootie's very dope, bro. He's so talented. Crazy stuff. He does a lot of really good solo work. But him and Bran are so tight to where it's like, you know, if Bran wants to rap on this song, it's like, oh yeah, like
fuck yeah,
I got you, and
let's do it.
Yeah.
And now there's a music video for that one, right?
Yep. We actually shot that one basically at my office space. There's like a parking garage, there's like rooftop and stuff, and that whole video was shot at my office.
You don't need much to make a dope music video. You just need a dope videographer.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Like someone who just knows how to like stand here, bro. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And
the guy who shot that music video, I've known him since I was like 12 years old. We went to middle school together. His name's Neo, bro. He's a really good videographer. He does really good work. He's just here from Omaha. You know what I mean?
That music video, I feel like it was really simple. But I kind of like that. Like I feel like it makes it better when it's simple with not like all the heavy edits and shit. But the way that it flowed, I feel like was really good. Like it's not overcomplicated, but at the same time that shit looked like someone was very experienced videographer that did that. Yeah. It was a great video.
Yeah. And it just goes to show how you can find talent anywhere. Really. And it's not like that
that's your
hard.
middle school, bro.
That's my middle school homie, you know? And
come on, bro.
He's here in Omaha shooting music videos. So if anybody listening to this needs a music video, he's very easy to find.
There's talent. There's talent everywhere.
Yeah.
The hardest part is finding the talent. So like if you're an artist, you want to find producers. If you're an artist, you want to find a videographer. I feel like the new sound is great for like just skipping all the bullshit of like DMing each other and like maybe you don't get a response or whatever. Because if somebody's in your Discord, they already know what the deal is. Like, this is a place to collaborate. This is a place to meet other people. So you already know they're down to network, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the first thing you do when you join the Discord is you select a role if you already know your role at least. So you select your role and then it's smooth sailing from there. I mean, everybody knows what everybody's there for. There's different channels for different aspects of the music industry. If you don't know your role, that's perfectly fine. Join up. We'll help you figure out your role. Everybody will discuss, see what you're interested in. You'll find it, and you'll click very easily. And it's very straightforward. It's like Tinder, you know. You're on there to swipe and look for people. You know, it's very straightforward.
Tinder for music, no hookups though. We want long-term relationships.
Yeah,
we want long-term relationships. How'd you get into like the business management side of music? Like, because you started out as an artist.
Yeah. So that's basically.
Guy starts fighting
vape break. I really just found out what I was best at. Well, that's really what it was. I'd like to say I'm a smart person. You know what I mean? I like to say I'm very business orientated. So I really just found what worked and stuck with it. And the way I met Bran was by doing a show. And I was still making music at this time in the show. Like I performed at this show, and I found this kid on TikTok. Right, he's making videos and whatnot. And at the same time, there's like this kid on Snapchat who's like texting me, like asking me like if there's any producers from Omaha that like I could send them to and whatnot. And then one day it clicked, and I'm like, yo, this kid who's texting me on Snapchat is the same kid that I'm following on TikTok. Oh, and he's from Omaha, and like I already really like his music. I'm a fan of him. And so it clicks. I'm like, okay, he's from Omaha. So I text him. I'm like, hey, bro, like, let's do a show.
Let's do a show.
And so I put together the show, and we just became really good friends just through that process. Like, we clicked and whatnot. He didn't have any management. Right. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, bro, I really have to manage this kid.
Most underground artists don't have management.
Exactly.
And bro, it takes a team. Yeah. If you really wanna blow, you need people on your side, bro. You need people who are seeing the vision. People who are gonna work with you and for you.
Exactly. And so in the back of my mind, basically, I'm like, he needs some management. He needs some guidance. He's young. He was only 17 at the time.
And how old are you at the time?
21.
Okay.
21. And I'm just thinking, wow, there's so much I feel like I could do to assist him and really take this to the next level. But I didn't want to ask him at the same time because like I wanted to make music still. Yeah. And then one day we were just like sitting there having like a deep conversation about business because I'm asking him about it. I'm like, how do you take care of this? Like, how do you take care of this and this and this? And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I think I just need a manager. And then he gives me the side eye. Yeah. And I'm like, okay,
let's do it.
Yeah, like yeah, we need to do this. Like, it only makes sense.
Bro,
so
it really, like, the artist, in my opinion, should focus on making great art.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. They need to focus on making the great art. Like, we've been having this challenge with the podcast where, like, there's so many different aspects of what you have to do. And like, I'm still like making thumbnails for the YouTube channel and all that type of shit, and like listening to my podcasts and getting the timestamps for the YouTube videos. And if I wasn't doing that, then I'd have more time to do more podcasts, which is more content, which is more, and then it just snowballs. So like, if Bran can just focus on the music, he doesn't have to focus on putting shows together. He doesn't have to focus on people hitting him up for whatever it is to monetize, you know? Then he can just focus on the art. And as long as like you're acting in good faith as a manager, then it's perfect, bro. It's like
perfect combination, perfect team. You know what I mean? Because he does an amazing job doing the art, creating the music. And then I do an amazing job taking care of the business side of it, you know, taking the phone calls, taking the DMs, the feature inquiries, setting up this, setting up that, you know, the back end stuff. So, you know, you have to distribute the stress evenly.
Yeah, there needs to be a fucking team.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
And I honestly, though, not every artist needs a manager right away. Obviously,
well, not if you're getting, like, you know, you got to have some traction, right?
If you're, but it's maybe good to have a manager early on if you have somebody who truly believes in you.
Fucks with the vision.
Yeah. But I mean, realistically, nobody really believes in you yet.
Yeah. You got to get traction
just because you're not out there enough. Nobody knows who you are yet. That's why nobody believes in you, is because they're just not finding you. That's what it is. It's not like they're finding you and they're like, oh, he only has 30 monthly listeners, I don't believe in him. That's not the reason. It's just because nobody's going to find you.
You have to market, bro.
Yeah, you have to market. And if you're at the point where people are watching you and looking at you, then, you know, there's going to be somebody out there who's truly passionate. And that's kind of what happened with me and Bran. I was just like, bro, I really genuinely like this kid's music. It's like some of the best stuff I've ever heard, you know, like genuinely. And I was very passionate about it, and that's why I was ready to go all in.
The fact that you can drop your ego though as an artist and be like, all right, he's probably more fire than me. Like, let's get behind him. Yeah, you know, the fact that you can do that shows your intelligence though, because a lot of people who are making music have this thing where like, I'm the best, right? Like, I'm the man. Like, fuck Bran's music. Like,
right.
I'm better than him.
I could have just been a hater.
You could have been a hater, but you're not.
I'm not. I'm very open to all the new music. I listen to everybody's music when they email me or DM me. You know what I mean? I always check it out, and I typically do give feedback whether I like it or not. I try to set them in the right direction. You know, I'm an open person, open to any ideas, because you never know what you'll run into. You know?
Have you ever heard Big Baby Gucci? You know who that is?
I do know who that is. I've listened to his music very little.
Yeah. So the reason I bring him up is I feel like he makes a mistake in the way he runs his business. I don't think he's signed. He's not signed, so he's independent. But the thing about him is, I fuck with his music. Like, personally, that's my favorite artist. But his name is attached to a lot of people who fucking suck.
Really?
Because he doesn't protect his brand. This is how I feel. He doesn't protect his brand, and he'll do a feature for $500, and he's got 250,000 listeners on Spotify, monthly listeners.
Right.
So obviously there's going to be a line of people who are willing to pay $500 to get his name on their track. But but if the song sucks, now your name's attached to it forever. Exactly. So is there when you're maneuvering features, I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to get features from Bran. Is it a thing where you kind of have to hear the song first before, like, make sure it's not like some hot ass? before you drop it.
That's always a factor.
What do you say if it's some hot ass? Like,
typically I don't want to tell them it's hot ass. I just kind of go ghost. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have to respond. Nobody has to respond to me. And, that's just one of those awkward situations where, yeah. And I mean, I'm just being honest. I would go ghost.
But has that happened before?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
like a couple times.
I think that's the right move though. Cause I fuck with Brand's music too. I don't want to hear a Brand song where I have to turn it off.
Yeah.
Because I have to turn it off because of someone else.
Right.
I don't want that to happen.
Exactly. Nobody wants that out of their favorite artist.
Yeah.
Like let's say, like you were talking about Big Baby Gucci, how you like him, but I'm sure there's many of songs.
There's so many songs
where you like his verse, but then the other guy is just
he'll be on the hook. Like he does this thing where he goes on his Instagram and he'll be like, hooks coming in tomorrow. All my throwaway hooks for sale, $200. It's like, bro, no, because now when I go on Spotify and it says, and your name is attached to this under appears on, I'm like, oh shit, a new Big Baby Gucci song because he's my favorite artist. I'm like, bet. Yeah. I listen to it. And then after the first 30 seconds, someone else comes on like, yeah. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. And I have to turn it off.
Literally.
Yeah, that shit's fucked, bro.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation. And that's just that brand awareness that you always need to be looking out for.
He is like Big Baby Gucci. He's monetizing his music is what he's doing. Like he's able to sell 10 hooks on a Saturday for 200.
But there's just other ways to monetize as an artist. In my opinion, I think you can avoid not all money's good money. It's not going to last forever at that rate, because he's destroying his own personal brand. Instead, he could have been working.
Dying.
He could have worked on his personal brand and just built something much bigger that will last much longer. But instead, he took in some quick cash, and now he's paying the price.
Yeah, quick cash. It smells good. It looks good, but
it's not.
It's shit, bro.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing comes quick. I mean, I'm over 4 years into the music industry now, like legitly with Lawton Lives.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm still not really rich. You know what I mean? Nothing has gotten.
There's money coming in, but.
Right. But it's not, I mean, yeah, I'm not rich.
Yeah.
Not even close.
You've been doing these in-person meetups in Omaha, right?
Yeah, I did that once.
Is that organized by you or is that other people? So you're putting together like where everyone pulls up to a venue and just daps each other up and talks about music, right?
Yeah. So it's basically it was a real life Discord server essentially, but for people in Omaha. So yeah, I rented a music venue and promoted it as kind of a networking event, and it turned out great. I met so many people there. I know a bunch of people that I knew met somebody else that they never met before, and now they're close and they're working together. A lot of connections came out of that networking event, and I would love to get to the point where I can scale that up and maybe do it in another state. And I'm not necessarily monetizing it. It's not like I sold tickets. I paid for the venue out of my pocket. Yeah. I didn't sell tickets. I didn't sell anything to anybody there. It was just
free game.
Strictly, yeah. It was because why not? I thought it'd be
fire,
fun.
bro. That's fire because like. Really, all business is, in my opinion, is like people, right? You're working with people, and especially the music industry. It's just all about people.
Yeah.
You see characters like Zach Bia. I don't know if you know who that is.
I look up to Zach Bia.
Yeah, where like he's just
I like what he does.
Obviously, just like a networking god, right? Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing. You said you wanna do some of these in-person meetups, like in other cities and shit. Bro, if that Discord server, like I was telling you earlier how I bought into like a real estate course that had the same thing.
Right.
Bro, when you have a group of people that are all in the same niche, into the same thing, and they're all spread out around America, those networking events, like if you had like 2,000 people in the Discord all from all around America, those networking events would pop up without you even knowing about it.
Exactly.
Somebody else would arrange it. Somebody else in the Discord would arrange that exact same networking event that you did in Omaha and Houston, bro. This and that's really that's dope as fuck, bro. Like the fact that like we live in a day and age where the internet can bring everyone together and you can really lock in with people. Like you can really lock in, you can find your people. Like you don't have to, we're not at a time anymore where you have to go to school with somebody to like be their friend, bro. Like the internet is a thing. And that's Discord is fire. I noticed So you had it on Skool originally, the Skool platform with like Alex Hormozi, and that didn't stick, did it?
Not at all, because it's such a new platform and people aren't familiar with it. It's very hard to get somebody off of a platform that they're already familiar with and get them to learn a whole new
music people, like underground music people, they're already all on Discord.
Exactly. That's why it's perfect. You know what I mean?
Were you like trying to do the whole school game shit and like getting into that or no?
Not necessarily. I really just thought not school games. I thought Skool was gonna be a lot bigger, a lot quicker than it's moving, because I was seeing the Alex Hormozi ads everywhere, the Skool ads promoting Skool, but I started to notice that they're really just trying to get people to create a community. Like they're not promoting to somebody who may need to learn something and that something is on their platform. No, they're targeting people to create something to teach on the platform.
Right now they're building the foundation. So they haven't really started to do like that. Like I guess you could compare it to like Masterclass, where Masterclass is a platform where it's the same thing essentially, where it's communities and groups with courses inside of them. But Masterclass is to the point where they are advertising to people to learn stuff. I don't think Skool has reached that level yet. Yeah. They're still building the foundation.
And maybe one day it'll reach the level that I really want it to be at, and then I can transfer over. But at the same time, I gotta look at my market. You know what I mean? And the people that I'm trying to get to join my community. Honestly, people in the music industry aren't going to join Skool. It looks boring. On
Discord already.
Skool just like it feels like school, like a class. And
it does kind of feel like school, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I personally, I mean, I like it, but a lot of people in the music industry just, it's not for them. It's not the look. It's not sexy like Discord. It's so much easier on Discord. There's so many more.
But you know what's funny is like Discord communities have kind of become a meme though at the same time.
Yeah.
Like and so it's kind of weird, but
it works.
It works, bro.
People in the Discord. The Discord's only been live for 3 days, and there's actually so much going on in it. It's surprising, and I haven't really promoted it that much. I haven't done my official rollout the way that I've been wanting to yet. And so the fact that it's starting off this good already is a great sign, and I think I think it'll be huge.
What is that official rollout going to look like? Like, do you have like a content strategy, a marketing strategy? Yeah. Are you going to start like talking like Mr. Beast, like, hey, everybody, like, you know, like.
No, never that. Honestly, I like to just be myself. I don't want to like have to raise my voice for a video and just look. That's not really my style. But I definitely have a strategy. I'm going to take a lot of clips out of this podcast actually, and definitely clip it up and run Instagram ads. I run a lot of Instagram ads.
Do you? For like shows and shit?
Yeah.
Do you see like a good conversion with those?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I do run a lot of Instagram ads, and now that I'm gonna start showing my real personality a lot more, like doing podcasts like this, and I'm gonna try to start doing videos, or maybe like I'm talking like a YouTube style video or short form content. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna show more of my personality. I'm gonna push that as well, along with
personal
like
brand.
Yeah, just build like my personal image and get people familiar with me too. Because I mean, what's a community without a leader?
Right. You need a leader, and people don't know. Like it may seem like when you're like an audio engineer and like you're mixing like shit for like the kid who's at your high school and it's like not that good, but you're like, I really like audio engineering, or you're an artist and you play an instrument, and it's like people don't understand that you really actually can monetize your talents with not having that much like clout. Like you can monetize your talents. You can give your talent to somebody else and monetize it that way, right? And that's kind of is that kind of what the Discord's all about? Like just like if you can get an audio engineer, a producer, an artist, and a manager to all work together, that's a fucking team, bro. Right. You just built the team, and then a promoter, a show promoter too. Yeah. Like now they're doing shows, and now your name is like, bro, like associated with that. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like. Yeah. Like it's really just about building teams, and like you started making money. The first money you really touched in the music industry was from the shows. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many shows have you done now?
Honestly, not as many as I should. I mean, it's over 10 for sure. Like over 10 over a 4-year period, because it's hard to get shows too. It's hard to book venues. Yeah. It's very competitive, and plus people don't like rap shows and like the college night parties. Because I have some crazy stories from the college night parties. They cause a lot of problems. They definitely cause a lot of problems.
What do you mean? Like,
okay, so for example, my Halloween show that I had, I did a Halloween college night party, right? And you have many problems, like minors trying to drink, stuff like that. Minors trying to get in the doors. And one specific instance that happened was a guy who was dressed up as a police officer. That was his Halloween costume. He got like extremely drunk, tried fighting the security guards. They pinned him down. He started throwing up everywhere. Then they had to call the police on this guy. So the police came to arrest some guy dressed up as a police officer. And, you know, it's just stressful for the venue security team and the venue staff. You know what I mean? When stuff like that happens, there's, I don't want to make my shows sound like a nightmare. Like, they're extremely fun, but that's just part of the entertainment industry. You go to any concert, there's going to be somebody passing out because they took too many drugs or something. Jackasses
everywhere, bro.
Exactly. So. I mean, it's not dangerous. Everybody was safe. Nobody's ever left my concerts harmed. I've never heard anything bad. There's never been like, I don't want to jinx it, like knock on wood, but I do everything in my power to keep the event safe. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. That's my top priority, is to make sure everybody's safe and then that they have a good night. You know, I want people to have good memories out of my shows. I don't want it to just be like people are coming out to support me. You know, like that's not how I want my shows to be. I want people to come out because they genuinely thought this was the best thing they could do that night. Right. Compared to everything else going on. We're in a big city. Keep that in mind. So
you are.
So we're in a very big city.
Competing with a lot. There's a lot of competition.
I'm competing with putt-putt golf. I'm competing with other bars, other clubs, competing with movie theaters. I'm competing with people.
You're competing with like Dana White on a Saturday night?
On a Saturday night.
UFC fight night?
Yeah. And honestly, though, I've never done an event on a Friday or a Saturday. All of my events have either been Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've never had the privilege of getting a Friday or Saturday.
It's that competitive.
It's that competitive.
What about like, have you been able to find like Airbnb hosts that are down for something like that? Or is that, I bet they're not.
I would never do that because it's such a liability.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen up in there. There's no rules when it comes to that.
Airbnb parties are crazy.
It's not regulated. People want to drink, you know. So if I have a bunch of people in my Airbnb,
people are going to drink.
And people are going to drink. So if they're going to drink, I'd rather it be in a venue where there's security, making sure you're old enough to drink, and you're getting liquor from a licensed distributor. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not as sketchy. The whole process is legal and it's very organized. Yeah. But if I just did it at an Airbnb, you know, I don't know if that girl over there is 21. I'm not who's gonna check that? I mean, I could try and get security,
like hire your own security,
but that's a whole nother thing.
And they're like pocketing the cover. I don't know how you sell tickets, but
and a real security company's not gonna come out and, you know, secure your Airbnb party. Like, even they'll laugh at you and be like, bro, yeah, this is stupid.
This is dumb as fuck, bro. This shit's about to get shut down.
Yeah, it's going to get shut down. You're going to get the cops called on you for sure because you have neighbors who are going to complain because those neighbors aren't used to all that noise. So they're going to call the cops. The cops are going to come. They're going to start IDing people. Then these people are going to start getting MIPs. And then it's going to come down to who booked this Airbnb.
Yeah.
Who rented this?
That's you, brother.
And it's me. So no, I would never do that, honestly. And people who do that, I think they should look into something else.
Yeah. Here's a good question, I think. Is the goal, so with like you and Bran, you guys have something rolling. Bran's sitting at like how many monthly listeners on Spotify? Like 70 something?
Yeah, he goes back and forth from like 70 to 100. I think right now he's like at the 70 mark.
That's good, bro. Like 30,000 on IG. Is the goal for you guys to like put Omaha on the map and like make this like a hub, or is it to like in a couple of years or a couple months pick up shop and go somewhere where the music industry is really popping?
That's a good question, and I mean, really, it's up to Bran how he sees his future as an artist. You know, it's how does he want to take it? Because we could do either one. We could just be the hub for Omaha, or we could get up and try to go somewhere else. Me personally, I'd like to eventually get up and not like settle down somewhere else, but I want to be able to travel back and forth from like New York, LA, Miami, Omaha, Atlanta, this, because I mean, the music industry is not just in one spot. It's everywhere. So I need to travel to everywhere and get work done here and here and here.
Yeah.
I don't think staying in Omaha is going to be beneficial. in my opinion. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, like how many people live here? 1 million?
Maybe.
Yeah,
If that, around 1 million.
Yeah, which I mean is still a lot of people, but in comparison to the other big cities, that's nothing. So
yeah, where do you think the music industry is hot right now? Like if you could fly to one place to just like link up with a bunch of artists, where would that place be?
The one place I would fly to, and it wouldn't be to link up with artists, actually, it would be to link up with like the behind the scenes business people. It's New York City. That's where everybody's at. Like all the A&Rs are out there.
Really? It's not LA, it's not
It's
not Florida.
There's people in LA, but New York City's really like the hub.
The big dogs.
That's the hub. That's where the labels are located, really. I mean, I'm sure they have offices in LA here and there, but LA's like where the artists go, probably. I'd say that's where a lot of the artists are at, but
like the behind the scenes is on the other side.
Behind
of
the scenes. I need to talk to the people behind the scenes.
Yeah, they're the ones pulling the strings, brother.
Exactly. That's kind of how it goes. So,
as far as labels, like, have you guys thought about signing, or has there been anything like on the table as far as signing? I mean, I think one of Brand's lyrics is, "Fuck, what did he say, bro? I ain't signing a deal, I ain't falling in," or something like that.
Yeah, he probably did say so. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, we've definitely talked about every label you could name, to be honest. We've definitely talked to people from everywhere. There's been deals on the table before. We just haven't taken.
But
anything.
I mean, the label's position is they're trying to make as much money as possible.
Right.
So the deals really are never going to favor the artists,
right?
Are they?
Nah, not necessarily. Right now, distribution deals are very popular.
What is that?
So it's basically just they'll distribute the music for you. So they'll put the music on all streaming platforms. They'll take care of all the behind the scenes of just releasing your music on platforms. It's distributing it, and then they'll offer in advance, right? So let's say they want to give you $100,000, but then you have to give them a certain amount of songs. They might want to give you $100,000, but then you need to give them in return like 3 albums, and then they have those albums for like 5 years, but it's typically an 80-20 split after recoupment of the advance. So after that 100K is recouped to the label, then it's 80% artist, 20% label. So I mean, it's not a terrible deal. It's really depending on what they want out of it. How many songs do they want? Do they want your back catalog? How long do they want that split for? So that's honestly an ideal deal right now. If we were presented with the right distribution deal, right terms and everything, I mean, we would definitely take it.
So a distribution deal is like, I don't understand. So they're dropping the music for you. So you send them all the files, right? Mm-hmm. And does the artist still have full creative control of, like, let's say that it's an album, like, do they get to choose, which is the intro, which is all the ones in the middle, and which is the outro, that type of thing? Yeah. But then, so when they drop the music, the recoupment you're talking about is the money that the music makes from streaming, and from, but like they're not, a distribution deal isn't touching merch. It isn't touching,
right.
It isn't touching any of the other business aspects. It's just the music.
Just the music.
So they handle the streaming money as the distributors.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And they have to recoup that 100K.
I can see why that's really popular right now, because it used to be the label does everything.
Everything.
And like the only way you make money is like performing, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. Performing, merch, maybe features. Just depending on your deal, really. I mean, there's no one size fits all. There's not that one deal that's just being handed to every single artist. It's really different. It's a lot of paperwork. You need lawyers. You need you need
lawyers.
You do.
Those motherfuckers got the lawyers, bro. They're gonna write it up. They're gonna write it up.
You need
to where you can't understand it.
Exactly. And I mean, like, they really can get confusing. I mean, they use weird words that I remember the first contract I read through that was presented to Bran. I was just like, the hell is this? They're using some.
You gotta load that bitch up into ChatGPT.
That's what I did.
Can you summarize this, bro?
That's exactly what I did. Was I put it in ChatGPT. It said, break this down to me as if I'm a 5th grader. That's what I said.
And basically it was like, fuck you guys, we get all the money.
Not necessarily. It wasn't like the worst contract. It just wasn't. It wasn't enough money. And I mean, yeah, obviously his number would be way higher now. So it was good that we didn't take that deal.
Yeah, man, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like the quick money, it smells good, it looks good, but it's shit.
It's not worth it. Yeah. Because I mean, that first offer I think was like, I don't know if I can, but it was like 10,000, like around there.
Yeah.
And I think it was for like all of his back catalog plus another album.
Right.
Which is
that doesn't seem like much.
That's not. I mean, at the time it might have been like crazy, but now if we were offered that, it's like, laughable.
Get out of here, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so I noticed something that Bran drops a lot of singles. And it's interesting, like strategically dropping music. A lot of underground artists shy away from albums, and they tend to single, EP, single. So like, at what point do you start dropping like studio albums? Like, bro's still out here on the motherfucking Apple headphones.
Yeah.
Dropping bangers.
Honestly, a deal.
Yeah. Like,
that's really what it is. Because if a label wants an album, then you have to give them an album. I mean, you know what I mean? It may not be in a studio, but it may be an album. Because he definitely has well over an album's worth of unreleased music. So once the right deal's presented, we're ready.
Put it together.
Yeah, we're ready. It's already finished. So for the right amount of money, that album will come out. Maybe before the deal. You know what I mean? It's not like we're opposed to that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying we're like hungry for a deal. But it just doesn't make sense to really put out an album right now because singles are honestly the way to go. If you're dropping singles consistently, you're dropping at least 2 singles every single month. Like, you're still promoting yourself. You're still getting your name out there. There's still new music. You're keeping a way, or you're finding a way to keep the fans engaged.
Well, you're daily posting on Instagram.
Like, and there's posts like new snippets every day.
Yeah, snippets.
And a quick little method on why that is because it's essentially testing the song. The song's never finished. Those snippets are like never finished. Bran will record like 15 seconds on that beat and then post a video and see what people think of it on the internet. If it starts blowing up and going viral, then it's like, all right, let's hurry up and finish this song.
Put a verse on this, maybe get a feature.
Let's get it out ASAP because it's already going crazy. People already like it. But I mean, if you post a video and the numbers are down, obviously people don't really want to hear that. So why even put energy towards finishing it and going through a whole promo run releasing the song? You know what I mean?
So you're staying relevant on the internet as well as testing the music. So it's a double whammy. Yeah, that's fire. That's
exactly. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people put like they'll work on one single song for a month straight, and then they'll put all this energy into it. They'll put it out, and I mean, it just doesn't resonate with people.
Yeah, and if it doesn't resonate, you fucking don't even drop it, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting. I mean, it's just weird because, like, has the word SoundCloud rapper died? Has SoundCloud rapper, is that like even a thing anymore?
Actually, I haven't heard that term in forever.
Say that in forever, bro.
Yeah,
that used to be the term though. SoundCloud rapper is like someone. There's like that's now, what an underground rapper was a SoundCloud rapper.
The term now is honestly bandlab rapper. Like this kid's a bandlab rapper. Bran's a bandlab rapper. And here's my theory, and I've never really heard anybody talk about it like this, but I think we're in the SoundCloud 3.0 wave. Because SoundCloud 1.0 is people like Lil Uzi, XXX, Juice WRLD, Playboi Carti, you know what I mean? Trippy. SoundCloud 2.0, you have Ken Carson, you have Yeat, you have Destroy Lonely, you have, that's that 2.0 era. Yeah. And now we're in this 3.0 era of kids who are able to make music on their phones with Apple earbuds. And they're bandlab rappers. They're not SoundCloud. They put their music on SoundCloud, but they're known as bandlab rappers because they made that music on bandlab.
Bro, why doesn't SoundCloud should purchase bandlab and integrate it into SoundCloud?
Honestly, I don't know because SoundCloud, no? I'm not a big fan of SoundCloud.
Yeah, can you drop music on bandlab?
You can, yeah.
So,
yeah, but nobody streams on there.
But imagine people are already streaming on SoundCloud. Like, bro, I still stream on SoundCloud. If I ever want to hear like a slowed reverb song, SoundCloud. Yeah. If I ever want to hear an unreleased song, SoundCloud. Yeah. If I ever want to hear any of that, it's SoundCloud. Why wouldn't they, like, as a business, from a business perspective, if they had like a fully integrated, like you can record and drop the music on SoundCloud, I feel like that'd be fire. I don't know.
Like
that could really revive
You're talking
SoundCloud.
like if SoundCloud created their own music production platform.
No, if they
within
just
SoundCloud,
they could just buy bandlab
just buy
and just
BandLab.
integrate the exact same thing.
That could probably be smart, but I'm pretty sure BandLab was already sold to somebody else, or like it's not the original.
How do they monetize? Like, does Brand pay like $5 a month or some shit to get like the?
That's a really good question. I have no idea how they monetize. Like, I don't know. Maybe because I don't use BandLab like really ever unless I'm listening to Brand's unreleased music. But maybe if you're streaming someone's music on BandLab, maybe there's ads on there or something.
You want like BandLab Pro to get like a certain type of auto tune or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So all of the effects he's putting on his voice, like you mentioned earlier, you sell his presets.
Yeah.
So all of those effects are like
those are free effects. Those are free. You could download the app, buy Brand's preset, and you'll be recording music in 3 minutes.
How much is the preset?
$30.
$30.
$30.
And then boom, your IDY brand.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly though, that $30 is very cheap compared to other presets. There's people out there who sell garbage presets for like $100, and it's very hard to integrate it because you have to go through a whole weird download process. It's bullshit, and the preset ends up sucking, and it's not proven to work either. There's never been a single person who used that preset that you can say got 1 million streams, but on Brand's preset, it's proven to work. He's gotten millions of streams using that preset, so clearly it's a sound that resonates. So for $30, honestly, come on, that's like you can't really complain too much, and you get the preset very it comes in very easy. I send an email to you with the links, and you just press the link, and that link will open up BandLab app. And boom,
your voice is sounding crispy.
Yeah,
it's
easy as fire. Easy as that.
That's fire. Speaking of millions of streams, I can't see like on Spotify. You can't see the streams of certain songs unless they're in the top 10.
Right.
Unless I guess you're on your computer, but I'm always on my phone. So songs from Brand like "Run," for example, that's like what would you call it? Like a pop song, almost like an alternative pop.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
Like maybe you could say hyper pop, like on some of the other ones.
I would say like pop.
Pop,
for sure.
We've been talking a lot about this, me and Hayden, about the podcast, like niching down just because it's better for like just finding a core group of people who actually want to listen. How relevant is that to music? Because you have artists like Yeat, where it's like, you know what a Yeat song is going to sound like.
Right.
He has a niche.
Right.
But then you have artists like X, rest in peace, who like you don't know. If he's dropping an album, you have no idea what it's gonna be.
Right.
Like he had the album 17, which was niche down into like the Shiloh samples and like all that depressing shit. But then the next album, it was like hard rock, pop, real rap, auto-tune, everything. How does that like when you're dropping music or when Brand's dropping music, like how many of those pop songs does he have in the tuck that he just doesn't want to release? Like because it might not fit. Because bro, I'm gonna be honest, my favorite song from Brand is "Run" for sure. I really like that. I like that pop shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's quite a few songs like that, and there's ones with really huge potential that we haven't put out or anything because we really think that's gonna be like the one that'll do it. So we're really waiting.
Have you even like tested them on IG or no?
Yeah. They've done like long time ago. Like if you're really like an OG Brand fan, like you would probably know the song. You would have heard it in a snippet before, but we never really put it out yet because we're waiting for like honestly kind of waiting for a label advance for that. Because if we really put a marketing budget behind these songs and really put our all into it, I really think it's like some radio smash hit type of stuff. Yeah. Like it's insane.
Well,
like I'll play it for you after this conversation. But like it's trust me, it's crazy. I wish I could just play it right now.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing is like it's so like you guys are like thinking about that when you're dropping music, like so like the new jazz wave, right?
Yeah,
is that like Brand? I feel like that's kind of Brand's niche right now. Am I wrong or?
Yeah, I think the niche is just funky sounding stuff, and the reason I say funky is because it's new. So that's why it sounds funky, is because it's new. But it's something that's really gonna stick around because like you see Ice Spice now, like
she's on that funky shit.
She's on that.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, there was a song actually that it was the you think you the shit, you're not even the fart. That song,
yeah,
that's a new jazz
that
song.
shit was pretty funky.
That beat was originally sent to Bran because the producer who produced that beat for Ice Spice is tight with Bran, and the beat was sent to Bran like a long time before that, and Bran like made a whole song to it. And we were promoting it, and it was set to like drop and everything. And then the producer hit up Bran and was just kind of like, hey, like we can't drop this anymore. I can't really say why.
And that's respectable though.
Yeah,
you got the Ice Spice talking about farting on the track.
Right,
that's just gonna blow. And that went dumb on TikTok. Like that was
crazy,
huge,
bro.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, after that conversation with the producer, the Ice Spice song was out, and it kind of clicked. Like, oh,
damn,
that's why.
That's sick though. Like you're linked up with these people who are really making moves. Like everyone's making moves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, producers don't sleep on producers, bro. They're like some of the most well-connected people in the game.
Yeah,
like, actually.
Yeah, like their job is to let the artist shine. It's like the integral part to making music.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So it just pisses me off sometimes when like I feel like there's potential for like other alternative styles of music or YouTube videos. Like for us, I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about conspiracy theories. I want to talk about anything. I'll talk to anyone, bro. But like it doesn't look good for the algorithm when it comes to like short form content. And when it comes to,
you're talking like the politics and conspiracies, and
yeah,
stuff
or
like
even just like if it's like let's say I have an account that is posting a lot of music shit, and then like 10 people who fuck with the music shit follow me, and then the next 10 posts I make is about politics. They're like, what the fuck? Like, why did I even follow this guy? Right. So like, how important? I guess I don't know if you already answered this or not, but it really just like how important from in the music game perspective is niching down on like a core sound, because I know Bran has like 4 or 5 different sounds in the tuck that he can pull out at any time.
Yeah, I think it's good to be versatile because then you can always gain a new fan that way. I mean, you could always gain a new fan by just sticking to one sound, but statistically speaking, people get bored of the same sound after a long period of time. You know what I mean? So it's good to be able to branch out and to be able to make other music and to keep evolving your sound. I mean, like X, for example, when you were talking about 17 to his next album, I think he just evolved, like he evolved to a new sound.
Well, bro, before that, you know what he was on?
Like the screaming,
screamo
right.
shit,
so he went through like multiple different phases of different types of music, you know what I mean? And that's really why he's an artist, is because he could do anything. To put it in the simplest terms, he can do anything
on any beat.
Exactly. So I think niching down is not
that motherfucker's voice
in your best interest.
His voice was beautiful.
X,
that motherfucker,
bro,
was fire. Who's your favorite artist like besides Bran?
So my favorite artist is Lil Uzi for sure. He's like my favorite artist, and then I have a lot of time.
His last album, bro.
I really liked it. I really did like it.
I liked Flooded the Face. That's it, bro.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
I can see what people mean, but I mean, not even trying to like meat ride, but I did genuinely enjoy that last album.
Really?
Personally. Yeah.
Interesting.
But we got Lil Uzi for sure. And then I have a lot of just top favorite artists like A$AP Rocky. X was definitely my top 5. I mean, yeah.
You got 2 more, bro.
Two more for top 5. Okay, so we have X, Lil Uzi, A$AP Rocky. I'm gonna really take it back. I really liked B.O.B. a lot. B.O.B.
No,
a lot of people talk about B.O.B., but yeah, I really liked B.O.B.
Remember when airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I just need a wish.
B.O.B. And then I mean, that's tough though for another.
B.O.B. as the top 5. You're the only motherfucker in the world
probably
that has ever said that, bro.
Probably.
That's
probably. Crazy. I'm not ashamed.
You're not gonna throw like. All right, you got one more. You got one more, bro. Better not be on no
man,
B.O.B. shit.
One more is crazy. Yeat. Let's say Yeat.
Yeah,
I really like Yeat a lot.
I could respect that.
Yeah, I really like.
He got
Yeat.
a lot of hate for his last album.
I thought that album was amazing.
I thought it was amazing too.
Yeah. I thought
motherfuckers just don't want to hear anyone change, bro.
They don't want to hear them change until
until it blows up on TikTok. And
yeah,
they're like, oh,
or until they realize years later that like, oh wait, this did make sense. Actually, this is actually really good. It's like just a long lasting effect. The only album I can't get behind is Whole Lotta Red by Playboi Carti,
Really?
where it's like people caught on like years later or whatever.
You're still not fucking with it.
I'm still, still not. I still don't listen to it.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't listen to it either. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know. Oh, this is a good question. Whenever anyone brings up Carti, it's all about like his aura. That's the new word, bro. It's
I
new
know.
word.
I don't understand
the aura, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I
like,
have no idea.
So the aura is you don't take off your mask, you never show your face, and you go on Aiden Ross's stream and you fucking like just stand there and don't say anything. That's your aura. How is that an aura, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
That's called having no personality.
That's called being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's called like everyone thinks you're on heroin.
And I'm gonna get insane hate for this one, but I mean, let's be honest. That's no personality. I don't find it entertaining. I think people are forcing. Yeah, I think people are forcing themselves to be like,
oh, he's so sick.
He's aura maxing.
He's mysterious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro.
Carti.
Fuck that.
Nah,
Fuck
like get off of that. That like Carti fans are actual meat writers.
Like, now here's the thing. I like. So you didn't mention Kanye. You don't fuck with Kanye?
No, I do like Kanye. I definitely like Kanye.
Well, I think Kanye kind of before aura became like the word aura. I think Kanye has been a huge influence on like Playboi Carti's aura. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's like calling the shots. You think
Kanye is like pulling the strings for Carti?
I think Kanye is pulling the strings for Carti. I think he. Well, first of all, he produced Whole Lotta Red. Executive produced that album.
Right.
And then since Whole Lotta Red, you don't see him. And this is kind of what Kanye does too, is he'll disappear, come back with some controversial shit, disappear, come back with some controversial shit, and repeat the process. So Carti,
he's doing
dropped 3 songs who were like halfway unreleased, like intentionally leaked songs or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that's like plays into the aura, like oh, you can only get a leak from Carti. That's all you can do. You can only get a leak.
Right.
He's never gonna drop something. So that's part of the aura thing, is that he's never gonna drop. You'll only get his leaked music. But then when they finally drop a song, they promote the album and then they pull away. Like, you know how many albums Kanye has promoted and never dropped?
I mean, same with Uzi.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Uzi's talking about Barter 16, Love is Rage 3, Forever Young. Like, those were all albums that he's spoken on and never released.
Uzi and Carti supposed to do a whole collab album?
Yeah, Uzi and Carti had 1629 that they were promoting for a long time and never released.
Damn.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty heat.
It would have been.
That was back when Carti was less of like a...
That's when after the Die Lit era, you know what I mean? That's when I really liked Carti. It was like Die Lit and then the self-titled album. Like, I was a huge Carti fan, but then that whole lot of Red stuff just kind of like turned me away. Like
you don't like that screaming shit? But bro, you said you fucked with Uzi's last album and he comes on there going, yeah, like that. He's fucking like screaming and shit. That's what Carti was on in Whole Lotta Red. That's clearly influence from Carti.
Yeah. But no, Uzi was definitely doing that before Carti did on Whole Lotta Red. That's for sure.
Really?
Like with the Uzi Leaks era, like Uzi,
he was screaming and shit.
He was making like rock music and stuff. He's always talked about how he's been a big Marilyn Manson fan and whatnot. You know, Uzi's always had a rock influence to him, and Carti just kind of like.
Well, Uzi came out with the fucking that hair, right?
The spikes and whatnot. Spikes. But Uzi had the face tattoos and the face piercings like that. But that's rock inspiration right there.
Didn't he get like a sapphire like on his chest or some shit?
On his forehead. Oh, yeah, on his forehead. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Uzi's always been on like that like actual like rock star type of vibe. Yeah. Like Carti was never like that. He just came out of nowhere and it just felt like forced and kind of corny.
Whoa, came out of nowhere is crazy, bro. Came out of nowhere. Bro, I was like 7th grade. Zerano was listening to Playboi Carti, bro. So how many years ago is that? You didn't hear him with Maxo Cream, on like some real underground shit. Fetty on Fetty.
Oh yeah.
He didn't come out of nowhere.
I can't listen to that song anymore because I was tripping acid one night and we were listening to that song. I started hearing like demonic voices and it was like crazy, bro.
and next thing you know, he's a Whole Lotta Red, bro. He's the devil.
Yeah.
Like fuck. Yeah, you might have been onto something.
I feel like the Carti stuff
was telling you something.
I feel like the Carti stuff is kind of forced. I think it really is.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'll respect it.
I don't know. I can't. I still listen to Die Lit. Still listen to Self-Titled, but like No whole lot of red. I think it's. I like the way Yeat executes that sound and that kind of production. I think Yeat does it the best.
Bro, Yeat took like Young Thug's ad libs and put them on fucking crack. Like he is like his voice is like an instrument.
It is
in the background.
Exactly.
It's so creative and like people. I don't like people who hate on Yeat, bro, because he's really like more of an artist than anyone, and he's like locked in.
Yeah, and he does. Like, he's his own engineer too. I mean, he mixes all of his vocals himself.
Insane.
He records this on his MacBook on Logic Pro.
And I don't know if you've listened to his old shit, but you can like if you go back, you can literally hear his sound evolve to what it is today. So
right.
I was talking earlier about Big Baby Gucci. Big Baby Gucci found Yeat in like 2016 or some shit.
I thought there was some correlation between the two.
Yeah, and he wanted to sign him, but Yeat didn't want to sign or some shit. But back then it was like completely different vibes. You can go back to 2016 and Yeat and Big Baby Gucci are on a song, and if you listen to it, it doesn't sound like either of them at all. It's completely different. It's like literally just like the most underground. Like it really is not that good of a song. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's called Superman. But if you go into Yeat's discography and go back, like you can see like how he evolved his sound from album to album to album to where he got to where a song could blow up on TikTok. I think the first one that blew up was it the Bell?
I think it
or was it Money So Big? It was the Bell song.
The Bell one blew up, but I don't know if that was really TikTok. I think Money So Big is really where TikTok had a big impact on Yeat's career. Was really Money. I think Money So Big really did it, and I know that from experience because of my viral video that I had going on at the time. So I was really paying close attention. I was paying such close attention to this sound, and Yeah, I think Money So Big is really what did it. By the way, that video that I had that went viral ended up getting banned, and that's why like I kind of like slowed down
because did the dog have his dick out?
Nah, and that's the crazy part. It was like something to do with like nudity. The video got taken down like multiple times within the process of it going viral, and I kept getting it appealed, and then eventually it just got to the point where like they wouldn't approve my appeal, and the video was just cooked.
So I have to ask, so the charger is the dog, and it's like humping the phone.
Yeah, so like the dog, I mean, I could show you like a quick picture because I can still see like the whatever the thumbnail for it.
Maybe could you just
this is the thumbnail for it.
Which one?
The blue one.
Is it this?
That's the that's the charger. Yeah. That's exactly what it is right there.
So you plug it in, bro.
So the charger is basically his cock. Like, look at that. And then you plug it into the phone. And he starts humping it. It's funny.
He's humping it to a Yeat song.
Yeah,
and that's what blows up on TikTok, bro.
Yes,
TikTok
bro.
is fucked.
Yes, yes. It was insane. That video had like millions of views.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, I need to take a piss real quick.
Honestly, so do I.
Thank God, bro. Me too.
All right, so we want to talk about work ethic. What are we thinking?
Work ethic in the music industry. So you started linking up with Bran when you said he was like 17.
Right.
So what is that? That's senior year of high school? Maybe junior year?
Yeah, he was on summer break after junior year. And we weren't like, I don't want it to sound like weird, but it was like mainly for the show that we had going on. Like, I'd have to link up with him, give him tickets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I helped him like put together a music video that actually never came out. But we would, link up for things like that essentially, and we grew close naturally just by being around each other and talking. And I guess that's how I got kicked off.
So the point is, that was high school for him,
right?
As the artist,
right?
So the dream, I think, for everyone who's like doing music at a young age is to make it before they have to get a real job, right?
Yeah.
It's to like you gotta get some traction before it comes time when your parents are talking about, oh, bro, you gotta go to college or like you gotta get a job, before like you have to move out and like you have to get like a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to blow up before high school, and so Bran was getting traction before high school, which is ideal. But if you don't get traction before high school, and then you end up getting a real job. Like, what are you doing? You're like working construction. You're doing some shit that's hard. And then what happens when you get off work?
You go play the game. You go get high. You go crack a beer open. You go, You're doing nothing productive, and that's the difficulty of being an entrepreneur in general. And if you're an artist, you're technically an entrepreneur. I mean, you're trying to be self-employed, right?
Yeah, I'd agree
but
with that.
as an entrepreneur, you need to be able to have multiple jobs at once, because you're going to have your daytime job that's going to actually bring in guaranteed money at the end of the week. That's going to pay your bills. But then you have a second job at night, and that's building your business, because
You have to. What else are you going to do?
right. How else are you going to build that business? You have no other time, because your business during the day, let's say you quit your full-time job and you want to run your business during the day, but your business hasn't even started. You're not making any money. Now you have rent that's due. You're running out of money. And what are you going to do?
Right. Like I don't, you shouldn't quit your full-time job before you have you have to have a workload in your business that exceeds the amount of time that you have left in the day after your full-time job before you can quit your full-time job.
Exactly.
Because, honestly, like I used to do this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be honest. Like I was working as a custodian, and I was like, bro, fuck this. I'm gonna do my own shit. I'm gonna get into real estate before I even really had it kicked off. So then I quit my job, and then it's like the amount of leads I had for real estate was like 2 hours of the day. And then I'm like, wait a second. I could have just done this like before I went to work.
Right.
And it's like, fuck. Like now I don't have any money coming in.
Exactly.
Now I gotta do something else. Now I gotta and then
you have to find a new job, and then you have to go through that process
right,
again.
bro. You have to go through the whole process again. It's really defeating when that shit happens.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
You have to, like, if you're really trying to make it and you have a full-time job, or you're in school, so that's 8 hours a day. You really just gotta get it to a point where you aren't doing anything else other than that. And then once it gets to the point where you're like, oh fuck, I don't have time. You feel like you don't have time anymore to actually work on the business because all you're doing is working on the business, but then you just run out of time. Then you can be like, all right, it's time to quit the job. But hopefully by then, if you're actually working those hours, you have some money coming in. Something's being monetized.
Right. Because
Something's happening.
You got to make money.
If you've been working on it that long, something should be happening, right? And
Exactly.
but it's not always. It doesn't always happen though, too. That's the thing. Like,
but it's because I think people will use that time after work and they'll say they're working on their business, but they're doing bullshit 90% of the time.
Scrolling on TikTok.
They're scrolling on TikTok and they're saying, "Oh, I'm doing market research." No, now you're just a bot. Like you're becoming a bot. You're becoming a consumer.
You know how many times I've done that? I'm like for the podcast, I'm like scrolling, like this is good. Like I need to find
I'm doing
like how do
productive.
I structure my videos? And then next thing you know, it's 3 hours later, it's like 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, fuck.
You're like, what did I just get out of this? What did I get out of this?
Nothing, bro.
Exactly. And I've caught myself doing that too. I'm guilty, but that's why I can bring it to attention and tell people why they should not do that. It's because it doesn't actually do anything.
Because you're self-aware. You know that you're like,
yes. Yes. Yeah. And that's what I mean is people will say they're working on their business, but they're not, or they have the greatest business idea ever. Okay. Then start it. Why are you still talking about it? You told me about this business idea 3 months ago and you haven't even started. You haven't done anything. Because you're busy. Like, no, that's bullshit. When people say like, I'm too busy, like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
The night that we had the idea to start this podcast was because me and Hayden and one of our other friends it was like a Thursday night and we were just sitting and drinking beer after they had work.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker always tells me about this construction business he wants to start. First of all, he's the hardest working motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. And he's the man when it comes to like blue collar work. Like he'll get it done. But he always is telling me about his dreams of a construction business. And I'm like, all right, bro. And I'm sitting down, I'm trying to tell him like, okay, you need to make a plan. You need to put aside some money. Is that excavator is going to cost how much? Okay. So budget. You're still working. You can put money aside, blah, blah, blah. And everything coming out of his mouth was excuse. Eventually he went home and he was telling me about the thing that he's always wanted to do, which is start his own business. And then I was like, what have I always wanted to do? I've always wanted to have a podcast. Like I always tell people, like I should have a podcast because all I like to do is like talk politics, talk about this, talk about that.
Right.
And then so me and him were just sitting there talking. We're like, bro, let's start a podcast. Let's do it. And he's like, okay, what do we need to do? We need to buy the cameras, the mics, everything. The first step, and luckily I already had enough money to do that. Right. But like you have to have a plan. You have to buy the shit. And then you're going to come in, you're going to run into obstacles. Like every day you're going to run into obstacles that you have to push through. Like the obstacle is the way. You have to push through the obstacle every single time it comes up. And as long as you're continuing to push through the obstacles, something is going to come out of it. Like you reach the next level. Like this is the first podcast we've done in anywhere other than the studio that we had. We drove an hour. We're in Omaha, Nebraska. We usually in Lincoln, Nebraska. We drove an hour to talk to ohlawton. And this is the first time we've done this. This was an obstacle, but we did it anyways. And now we're here. We're having fun. Everything's cool.
Exactly.
And we're gonna get some clips out of this. Some people are gonna watch this podcast, and boom, like we're just continuing to grow. That's what we're doing. And you really just have to. I don't know, bro. It's just so many people talk about this, talk about that, what they want to do, and then but if you don't see any action, like it's never gonna happen. Like. I know exactly what you're saying. In order to change the outcome, something in your life has to change. You have to do something different, bro.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to do the same thing, you could talk about it all day. You could talk about wanting to be an artist all day. You talk about wanting to do music all day, like I want to blow up. But if you're not dropping music and you're not marketing your music, you're not gonna blow up. Point blank. Period. It's not happening.
Right. Yeah, it's just a bunch of excuses, and people really need to drop the excuses and just really start working because they're scared to fail. I think people are you just need to put your pride aside and be ready to fail.
Getting five plays on SoundCloud hurts. It hurts.
It hurts.
Like when you drop a song and you have like let's say you have like 300 people who view your story on Snapchat, and your marketing strategy is, I'm going to drop this song and I'm going to upload it. I'm going to repost it on my personal Instagram, my personal Snapchat.
Yeah.
And so you do that. You're like, this song is fire. It's going to blow. You put it on your Snapchat. You put it on your Instagram story, 5 plays. It hurts, bro.
Nobody likes that.
It hurts.
And that's how you get better, though. You have to go through that. You have to go through those tough moments of getting no streams. You have to go through those tough moments of getting hate comments from random people saying your music sucks. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. If you're not getting those types of comments, then you're not doing something right, because it's just bound to happen.
All we're getting right now for this podcast is hate comments.
Yeah,
everything.
But you're still pushing it because you're going to reach the audience that you want to reach eventually by getting those hate comments.
No, because 20% of the people who are commenting are usually on our side. It's always like 80-20.
Right.
80% of the people are hating. 20% of the people are like supportive of it.
Yeah.
So it's that 20% of people that's going to keep snowballing over and over again to a point where it's going to be 80-20 in the other direction, and we're winning.
Exactly. So fuel, you use that hate as fuel. That's really what it is. It boosts your content into the algorithm even more by them commenting. They obviously watched the whole clip because they had something to say after it. So they maybe shared it with a friend and said, "Oh, look, this is stupid" or something, But that's all algorithm push. They're only helping you at that point, because then they're gonna help you reach the audience that you actually want to reach.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
Has there been like if Bran drops a snippet, what are the comments usually? Is it like mostly supporters, or are there some people who are just hating?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like 95% support.
That's dope.
It's really it's rare to see hate comments, unless it's like the hot air balloon video where it like really explodes. It'll be like the top comments. There's mostly support, but then there's gonna be like a couple hate at the top.
What's the hate? What are they saying?
I think like they'll call him a clone of somebody else or something. That's the biggest go-to hate comment is like, oh, you're a this person clone, you're a this clone. Everybody likes to call somebody a clone. That's their only.
Cool, bro. Do you have 70K monthly listeners on Spotify?
Exactly. And then what's funny is they'll call you a clone. You'll go to their profile. You'll be like, oh, who is this kid? Oh, he's a SoundCloud rapper.
No way. 100 plays?
This kid's hating. He's a SoundCloud rapper. Let me go listen to his music. Okay, yeah, you're not a clone because nobody wants to make music that sounds like yours. That's why you're not a clone. It's because you're hot garbage.
Because you're shit, bro.
You're shit. So that, it's funny because the people who will talk the most stuff are the people who are envious of you because you're doing what they wish they could do.
Right.
So maybe the people hating on you for your podcast are just insecure. They want to start a podcast, but they're like, I hate the way I look. My nose is crooked. My voice is this. And they're just insecure. So they're going to hate on you because you actually went and did it. You bought all the equipment. You did the investment. You're putting in the time, which is something that they don't have the ability to do. and they're jealous. Or maybe it's not even podcasting. Maybe it's anything outside of life. Maybe there's something that they want to pursue that they won't pursue. And to see you actually pursuing something you want to pursue makes them mad.
No, it literally, like, maybe, okay, so the first short we uploaded, it was like a controversial take of some shit, like teachers pay or something. And it was just all these hate comments. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be my life for the next, like, couple months. Because, like, the first time I, like, looked at the comments, it was a hate comment and my heart dropped. And I was like, well, that was weird. Because I've never experienced that before where someone is just hating on me. And I was like, oh, that's weird, bro. I don't know if I like this. But then after a while, I was like, bro, these motherfuckers are sitting on their phone and just scrolling Instagram Reels. And when they see something, they take the time out of their day to comment on my shit that boosts my algorithm and boosts the amount of people who are going to actually see the shit, which is actually helping me.
Exactly. And they don't even realize it because they're such bots. They're such bots that they don't even realize they're helping you get to where you want to go.
Exactly. Once I took that perspective, I was like, yeah, this is funny as fuck. Like, we got ratioed. I don't know if I think you said this off camera. We got ratioed on Instagram Reels so bad. Like, the reel has 80 likes and the top comment is people should stop selling podcast equipment to everybody. 200 likes. And we're just like, fuck, bro. Should we quit podcast? Nah, we're just like, fuck it, bro.
Oh my God.
Just gonna keep going.
That
Push through it.
Funny.
But the fact that, like, there's 200 people liking that comment is crazy. I'm like, that's dope.
I mean, yeah, like, you had 200 people not only watch your video, but they opened the comment section and interacted with the comment section.
Bro, we have people typing paragraphs disagreeing with my takes or agreeing with my takes. We have people, and that's dope as fuck.
It's a good feeling, like, knowing that people are actually interested in,
even if they're disagreeing with me.
Right. Even if they disagree with you, they took time out of their day to write a response. Yeah. Maybe it was some bullshit response where it's just like they say, this sucks. Like,
some of them are productive though.
Like their actual like feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, actual feedback
that's good.
That's really good. That's really good. It doesn't get much better than that. Even if they disagree with you, actual feedback never hurts. But when somebody just comes on your page and they're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like okay,
thanks, bro.
Yeah,
cool.
Thanks. I didn't gain anything, and neither did you.
What are you doing, bro? You're not doing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just funny. I don't know.
I think it's just miserable people. They're miserable with their lives because I've never genuinely gone out of my way to just like hate on anybody. Like it's not in me. It's so foreign to where I can't understand why people would do it.
What type of character does that? Like, do they not have any? What are they doing?
They have to be miserable. You have to be miserable and insecure, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time to go hate on somebody. Weird, man. Yeah, yeah, and tear somebody else down. Like, I mean, it's like I said, it's so foreign to me that I can't even explain why people do it.
Do you think it has to be rooted in insecurity, or are they just like actually giving? They want to be heard just as much as I'm being heard. So they think that, like, if they disagree with me, like, it could be like they actually think I'm a fucking idiot.
Right.
So they comment that.
Right. But I see videos all the time where I do think somebody's an idiot, but I'm not going to comment, you're an idiot. And I'm also not going to comment some long paragraph giving feedback necessarily either, because I have better things to do.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a friend of mine or music related. Sometimes, like I'll give feedback, but like, I'll go through a video, politics, for example. Like if I see something political that I disagree with, I'm not going to go in the comments and be like, this person's a retard. Like, no, I gain nothing from doing that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
There's nothing to gain. Bro, I feel like your backstory is fire. Like I just like, I'm looking over here, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, you used to be a grave digger.
A grave digger, a drop shipper, a concert promoter. Yeah, I mean, we could go on and on. And
do you have any crazy grave digging stories?
Like, I mean, yeah.
Body falling out the casket.
Nah, not that bad. But there was one time I was digging a grave, and the one next to it, whoever dug that grave 80 years ago, dug it crooked.
Oh.
So I'm digging my grave like normal with the machine, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I hear a
no.
I cracked the vault. So caskets go inside of a concrete vault, right? I busted open the concrete vault, and bro, I can like still taste the smell of it right now thinking about it. Imagine 80 years of death just being sealed in a concrete vault, and then being released one day. Terrible smell.
That's kind
Terrible.
of fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
you disturbed their afterlife.
I
dude.
know. I felt so terrible. So
It's
I
not your fault.
repatched
It wasn't your fault.
I
though.
repatched it though. I went down there and I mixed up concrete and like repatched it up, mainly because there was going to be a funeral right there, and I didn't want all of the attendees there having to deal with that smell. But I mean, whoever dug that grave dug it crooked.
Was the body like fully composed, like decomposed?
You couldn't see the body because it was
but
it was
kind of
just the,
smelled like a little.
oh, it smelled horrible. I can't even explain it. Worst thing I could, like, I don't think I could smell anything that could give me a worse reaction.
I feel like the job you had is better than the people who like actually process the bodies. That's a fucked up job.
Which was also done at the same cemetery that I worked at. So we also
did you
cremate.
see dead bodies all the time?
Nah, I didn't. I could have, but I just like avoided that area because I didn't need to. I had no business doing it. There was nothing I could have done to be useful. But the bodies were cremated in our shop area. So we had a crematory there. So it was nothing for it to be a normal day, and there's just bodies cooking in the ovens in our shop, and you like smell it all day. Yeah, it's weird. It smelled like burnt.
How are you trying to go? How are you trying to go out? Are you trying to get cremated or?
Honestly, I haven't made up my. Not really. I don't really want to be cremated. I don't like the idea of that.
I was thinking of a business idea. Me and my brother were thinking about this, where you have a cemetery, but you bury the body and then you plant a tree over it.
That would be very difficult. Very, very difficult because there's I mean, all it takes is one big storm to knock down a bunch of trees, and then you got a bunch of pissed off clients.
Yeah, they'd be pissed, wouldn't they?
We
were thinking about that
it was
because, like,
damn,
if the tree dies,
it took 8 years for this tree to grow to 9 feet tall, and all it took was this one storm. And
right, we were on the way here. We were driving by Waverly, and there's a bunch of trees that just got fucked by the tornadoes.
Right, and another difficult thing is too. So let's say you dig a grave here, you plant the tree, that tree grows roots. So if you try to go dig a grave next to that tree, you're going to have nothing but problems digging. There was nothing that made my job harder than having to dig next to a giant tree because it has massive roots.
So it's a lot more complicated.
And you start and then you start tearing up the floor everywhere because then you're like ripping out chunks that you're not even supposed to be ripping out because the roots are like snapping all the way over here. And it's like, now you have a giant crater over here. And it's, you know, I mean, I see what you're saying, but respectfully, it's probably not a good idea.
Okay. I won't pursue it then, brother. That's good. I got you at the input. Yeah. That's why we have a podcast. We're figuring shit out.
Absolutely.
Nah, I always wanted, I think a normal burial is good. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too.
I've been to a lot of funerals lately, and like, I feel like more and more people are becoming less like in tune with what a funeral is supposed to be. Like you know how I don't know if you've been to a lot of funerals, but it's always even.
I was there. I would be the person to lower like the bodies in the ground too.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're there. Yeah. But like the preachers are the preachers there for that part of the funeral or no?
It really depends on what the family wants. Yeah.
But the weirdest thing is people who die nowadays, like people who literally had no interest in God, didn't believe in God at all, still get the formal Christian funeral. That's so weird to me.
Not necessarily.
All the ones that I've been to have still been like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess it really just depends. But I came across a lot of funerals where there was a pastor there who would maybe like say a prayer. And then I've been to a lot of funerals where it was no pastor. It was just like a low key funeral, like just get the person in the ground.
But they probably still had the actual funeral at a church though.
It was it's really just at a church because there's nowhere else you can really do it.
Maybe that's the business idea, is to give people alternative funeral venues.
That could be a good one.
Where it's not God based.
I'm gonna give a crazy one, and maybe somebody's gonna steal this idea. I don't really care. It wasn't actually my idea, so now I'm gonna feel bad if somebody takes it, because then they're gonna take somebody else's idea and maybe
fuck it, bro. Air it out.
But basically, the funeral or cemeteries usually have a garden where you can like spread ashes, like your family's ashes. There's usually a garden like that. But the idea is what if you build a well next to like a really popular landmark, and it's a cremation well. So like if your family member gets cremated, you can have the service there around this well, like a normal funeral service, and then you end up dumping their ashes in the well. And it's like a famous landmark. It's very low cost, and you could fit so many people in this well. All it takes is digging a hole, filling some concrete, boom. That's your business startup cost, right?
Fire.
And now you can sell a funeral service for like $1,000. Like, okay, you want to put your family member in this well, okay? Like, we can get it all set up, $1,000.
And that's cheap compared to funeral costs nowadays.
Extremely.
You know how much
cheap.
a casket costs?
Oh, it's so expensive. Yeah,
Bro,
it's like upwards of like 4 or 10 grand. Bro, from like 4 to 10.
Yeah, and it's almost like you feel bad. Like, it's kind of fucked up as the person who's in charge of like your mom or dad who died, or like your loved one who died. Whoever's like the shot caller on like what type of casket we're gonna do, where we're gonna have the funeral.
Yeah,
they're gonna feel bad for not getting an expensive casket. It's like one of those things where like you're really gonna feel like they deserve the expensive casket, right? The one that's like gold plated and fucking even if it's like fake gold, like you know, it's kind of fucked up.
You'll still get charged as if it's real gold, but it's not.
It's not, bro.
It's not real gold.
The whole business model of like death is so ridiculously expensive just because there's so much emotion involved.
Right.
And when there's emotion involved, you can get into that emotional selling, and you can charge someone $10K for a casket when they really only should be paying like $2.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly. It's the death industry is very, very interesting, and I've seen a lot.
How long were you a gravedigger for?
3 years.
Damn. So
but at 2 different cemeteries.
Okay.
So it was like I did one this cemetery, and then I was at this other one.
Like did you ever get into like the upper, like how do you go about like starting a cemetery? Is it through the churches who like owns the cemeteries? And then cuz like buying or like the permits involved to have a cemetery there?
Yeah, typically it's like a nonprofit. Sort of thing.
But they're profiting though.
There's definitely
For
profit, but like that profit goes towards like the president of the cemetery who's like calling the shots, or like the staff or the equipment. So like the first cemetery that I worked at, we always had the nicest equipment, like the nicest backhoe, nicest pickup trucks, nicest tractors, and like I operated all of these. Like I was driving, like it was a big cemetery, one of the biggest in the country. It's Forest Lawn Cemetery. So
like, is it too big to where I can't hold my breath across the whole driveway?
Yeah, no, you could not.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you? That's a thing, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You have to hold your breath when you drive by cemeteries. You didn't know that?
I have heard that actually. Yeah.
I used to always do that.
But no, you couldn't drive through the cemetery and hold your breath. And
damn.
Yeah. It's massive. So something like that takes a big operation. You know, we had a lot of special equipment, and I mean, it was definitely fun. Just like from the looking at it as like running equipment type of job, you know, because I'm like 19 years old in this big ass tractor, like digging holes and stuff. Like, it was cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
It was cool.
Did you have to get certified to be able to drive a tractor?
Nothing. I was trained from scratch.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I'd never would have seen myself doing something like that. Originally, when I applied for the job, I thought it was like picking up sticks and stuff like that. That's what I thought the job was. And then I ended up like digging graves and like lowering caskets into holes during funerals. And yeah, I didn't know what I signed up for.
Speaking of putting people in a grave, Kendrick Lamar.
I like that transition.
Put Drake in a grave.
Apparently,
I like that.
Put Drake in a grave.
Oh,
I disagree, brother. You
disagree?
You were telling me off camera that you're not really in tune with what's going on. What's your perspective as someone who really hasn't even been paying attention?
My perspective is that what I see on the internet and see people saying is that Kendrick Lamar ruined Drake's career. Like, he ended him. That's what I see on the internet.
Yeah,
at least
that is what's
from
on the
outside looking in. You know, but my personal opinion, I have no idea, because like I said, I haven't been paying attention to it, but I do think it's all pre-planned in a sense. I think it's kind of fabricated.
Album promotion, right?
I think streaming numbers are being faked right now. I think opportunities are being grabbed. I think Kendrick Lamar is.
What do you mean? What do you mean by streaming numbers are being faked?
I just can't believe that Kendrick Lamar's song is being streamed that much on YouTube. Like, I can't. I just. Maybe I'm just being a hater.
You might be out of the loop, brother.
Maybe I'm out of the loop. Yeah, that's very possible too. But
I mean, I've heard, like,
but it's so easy to fake numbers. If I told you how easy it was then you would probably start questioning everything you see.
I've heard that it's not in your best interest unless you're already a top artist.
Right.
Because if you started faking numbers with Bran, that's really not in your best interest.
People would catch on, and then they would actually stop listening to him because he hasn't made it yet to the level of Kendrick. But Kendrick can get away with faking his streams because it can look real.
Everybody who's like in the top 10 can get away with faking their streams.
Yeah, and they can fake it like crazy too. Like if it weren't for fake streams, they'd be a lot lower. But they'd still be the top, but they would be a lot lower.
Yeah. So do you know how like it's crazy? I don't think a lot of people know this. You have to pay to be on the radio, right? Is that a fact or no?
Honestly, I don't know.
Like I've heard you should look that up.
I'm sure there's definitely some way to
I've heard that
get on there.
I've heard that you have to pay to like, cause I don't know. I guess all the like major radio like stations from each city are owned by like a big company on the top, like maybe like a label or something that controls like all the music that's being pushed on the radio.
Yeah.
Because like when you turn the radio on, you're hearing the same songs over and over again. Right. I mean, unless you're listening to like a local radio station.
Right.
But if you're listening to like the biggest radio station, like the hit song radio station in your city, it's always going to be like 20 songs that they keep playing over and over again until one of them dies off, and then a new one gets replaced, and then it just keeps going like that.
Yeah.
Are you find anything?
Yeah. So the radio stations definitely do not pay the artists, but I don't know if the artists pay. Considering that, so it could just be like a mutual thing.
You have to pay to do the Super Bowl halftime show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have to pay to do the Super Bowl halftime show,
no, you get paid for that because you get like a budget for like a production budget.
Are you sure?
Oh, really?
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I could have swore I seen something about that because it was like one of the performers at the Super Bowl I thought went like over budget and then spent like a bunch of their own money putting it together.
Yeah, that might be true. But it is like $7 million for like 30 seconds.
For a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
Honestly,
did you see the Kanye ad?
I did. Yeah.
Bro, that is so
It was genius,
funny.
actually. It was genius.
I don't know how I feel about his titanium grills, but
the grills?
his titanium grill.
He was selling grills or the one that he wears?
Like the one that he wears. It's like you can't even tell what he's saying. You're like, like the way he's talking is like, bro, you got something in your mouth, bro.
No, it is kind of annoying listening to people talk who are new to grills.
Grilled out.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Bro.
I couldn't do grills for the simple fact that I don't want to sound that stupid when I talk.
Yeah.
They look cool on sometimes they look cool on certain people, like if they have like cool enough grills, but my biggest thing is just the speech. Like,
bro, what happened to the image, bro, with the nose and the piercings on the side?
Yeah.
And you used to be
iced out. Yeah, no, I had a bunch of piercings, but I really just went with the business casual look, and plus the face piercings kept falling out. They would get infected.
Yeah.
I'd like scratch them in the middle of the night,
Fuck.
wake up and it'd hurt like hell, like it'd just be burning, and
that's not good.
And I kept having to get them redone. It was just really frustrating, and I eventually got to the point where it was just like annoying having those piercings too. Like, I started to not like it. I started to not like the look, and it just wasn't like the direction I wanted to head, because I wasn't like trying to like become a big rapper anymore or anything either. So it's like, if I want to be business casual, then I have to look professional. And let's be honest, I mean, piercings aren't professional. I have nothing against them. Like people can get piercings and tattoos and whatnot, but you're gonna get treated a certain way. That's for sure. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. I think the question that a lot of people are thinking in their heads is Bran ever going to get a haircut?
That is actually a question people always. Yeah. He did get a haircut one time, and I'm not gonna lie, I was grilling him because it turned out terrible. Some people liked it. I thought it looked goofy, just maybe because I'm used to having long hair. But I don't know. That's kind of his image now at this point, to where it's like,
bro, honestly,
you don't know what his face really looks like. You don't know what his eyes look like. That's just part of it.
Jokes aside, I think it's a good move to have like the crazy hair.
Right.
I think it's a good move.
I think it's eye catchy, and it's not your stereotypical like dyed hair, dreads, or piercings. You know, it's like a different type of crazy look.
Yeah, bro.
Like it's different. It's something unique.
If I don't get a cut soon, I'm gonna start looking like Bran, bro.
I mean, go for it, man. You could become a SoundCloud rapper. I think you could do it.
Bro, I used to be a SoundCloud rapper.
You did tell me that, and I want to hear some of it.
We have I had a song. So I used to produce beats. Actually, this might be a good time. I got back into producing recently, and I think I sent you a file that you should pull up. And since you're brand's manager, I wanted to
Get some opinion. Let's
pull
hear
it up, get an opinion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so if Brand might fuck with this, we'll play it on the podcast, and then maybe he might hop on it later.
Let's get it.
Let's see.
Or maybe somebody else will hit you up and want some more beats too.
Yeah, maybe.
Somebody listening. Is this the beat?
They just hold on, bro. Let it cook.
Wait, can we turn it up?
Turn it up, bro.
No way, this is real.
Come on, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
You think you would hop on this?
Absolutely not.
Bro, fuck this guy, bro. Pause it. Bro. Fuck this guy.
But hear me out. It has a lot of viral potential to it. It has so much viral potential. Are you kidding me? I mean, you could get somebody to hop on. Maybe Brand would want to hop on it, but it'd definitely be like a joke song. It would go viral.
We just found that on YouTube last night. It's called what's it called?
It's called like goofy type beat.
It's called goofy type beat.
Nah, that's funny as hell. That shit was definitely goofy.
It was goofy, bro.
So you found it on YouTube, so clearly it went viral already.
Like, it was like millions, bro.
Millions of plays, yeah. I'm glad you hadn't heard it yet. That would have ruined the moment.
Yeah, I'd never heard that. That's insane.
Funny. But nah, on a real note, I've produced a couple of songs here and there, and but like I said, bro, earlier, I got addicted to Fortnite, bro.
So you fell off the music wave?
I fell off the music wave. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely happens. But maybe you fell off of it because it wasn't for you and you were losing interest. And now that you found what you do like, it was for the better. I
really like music though. I'm more of like a behind the scenes type guy, not like on a management type of thing, but like I love being in the studio with my friends and like I'll throw them a bar here and there, or like everyone's vibing and like thinking of lyrics, like a bar here and there.
Yeah.
Or if someone's getting like off track in the song and I'm like cut it, bro. Like you were onto something here with this flow. Let's do that flow. That type of thing. Kind of like a executive producer type of vibe.
Maybe you could be an A&R for a record label. Like you could be a talent scouter.
Dude, okay, this is like a meme when people say this. You know how people gatekeep music?
Yeah.
And it's like people hate the people who are like, oh, I found him first.
Right.
I'm not like, I'm sorry, everybody. I am the guy who finds people first, though. Like I am. Like when X, like before X was big, right. I was listening to him from like
young brats and stuff like that.
Way back when, like even like before that. Yeah. Like Vice City type shit, like his first, and because I was just really tuned into what was going on SoundCloud specifically, and like Juice WRLD, I found him before the Cole Bennett videos, and et cetera, et cetera. You can go down the line with a bunch of different artists, and so I always thought I had a good ear, but
that would definitely mean you could crush it as an A&R.
So what is an A&R exactly?
They're a talent scouter for record labels essentially, and their goal is to get upcoming talent signed to the record label, and then they end up kind of becoming a behind the scenes manager for the artist as well. They help piece together more behind the scenes business. They kind of do what a manager would do, just maybe not as on hand. A manager is going to be there in person with the artist. The A&R is going to be sending an email to this producer trying to get the song cleared. Yeah. You know what I mean? So but the simplest way to put it is they're a talent scouter for a record label.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see myself doing that.
And you get percentage. I'm pretty sure, like depending on
if you get someone signed, you get a percent.
Yeah.
Of long term percent.
Right.
Wow. Right. That's crazy.
Or maybe it could also
be A&Rs
like
can make some big money then.
They can, like really good A&Rs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can definitely crush it. A lot of A&Rs though are also artist managers too. Like they'll work for a record label doing A&R work, but then they also manage artists that are like popping.
So that's the thing. So like with your whole community that you got going on, like you're in tune with a lot of people in the music industry.
Yeah.
So with your community, if you're paying attention to everything going on in your community, if you see someone fire in your community, you could make a play on that person,
right?
Too. So there's levels to this shit where, let's say you're an artist and you're gonna join that community and you just post a couple songs in there, and let's say like your hometown isn't showing you love, you only get like 100 plays on SoundCloud, but you go to this community, the new sound, and you post it.
Next sound.
I keep saying the next sound. Did I say the new sound at the beginning? Oh, fuck.
You're good.
All right, the next sound. You go to the community. Anyways, you go to the community and you post your shit in there.
Yeah.
And you have his ears on the song now. And that could mean anything, bro. That could mean like you're getting connected with people who actually are in the industry.
Right.
So
or maybe it's not even me. Maybe it's
somebody else.
Maybe it's an A&R who follows me on Instagram who joined my Discord community, and then maybe they hear your music, or maybe it's another manager who joined my Discord. Like you never know who could be in an online community.
And by the way, artists aren't the only, like the people on the rapping are not the only people getting signed.
Right. Producers are getting signed. Yeah.
Do engineers get signed, or is that kind of just like a?
Nah, I don't.
Do they
I don't
get
know.
like hired by the labels?
Typically, an engineer is also a producer at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, they're doing both. They're doing both, but I think an engineer usually may charge by the hour. So the better engineer you are, the higher quality artists you're working with. Those artists have bigger budgets, therefore you can get paid more.
For sure.
So I guess that's maybe the game of engineering, but I'm not too familiar with it, so I could be wrong.
No, I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna start being active in your.
You should. What are you like really interested in the music? Like, do you have a specific role in mind that you want to play?
Dude, I think that I can piece together a song. Like, so for example, type beats is something I want to talk about, where you get the song off of YouTube and it's a type beat, and that is how it is. That's how the beat is. That's it. So I imagine when Bran's working with Pooty, it's a situation where if Bran thinks that like there needs to be something on this end of the song, Pooty can put that in for him, right? With type beats, you can't do that, right? Like the type beat is already the way it is, and unless you actually like purchase the track and communicate with the YouTube the producer who posted it on YouTube. And you have them send you the stems, and that can be a complicated thing for a lot of people. Like they don't want to do that. But if you're in the Discord and you find a producer in the Discord and you're an artist, you get the producer to like actually structure the song how you want it. So like if you have a fire flow for like 8 bars, but the beat switches and the flow can't keep going, but you want to keep doing the same flow, but it just doesn't sound as good when the beat has like how beats like change up every few bars.
Right.
You can actually communicate with that producer. I feel like that's what's missing in a lot of SoundCloud rapper or bandlab rappers music, is like the structure of the song could be better, but they're limited to what the type beat already is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it limits their ability to be creative on the track because they're not actually talking to the producer. Yeah. And that's one of the problems that your Discord can solve, is you can actually be talking to the producer that's in the Discord, and you guys can have a call on Discord and you start talking to each other, like actually communicating with the person who made the beat.
Right.
And you can tell them, I want this section to be like copy pasted right here so I can keep doing this flow. Or you know what I'm saying?
You could work really closely with people in a community like this when you're all there and you know what you're there for. You're there to work. You're there to grow. I mean, you're going to do whatever it takes, right? So if you need to change a beat up, then there's going to be producers in there who are willing to change the beat up for you to mix that. Because
those producers want their song, their beat to blow up just as bad as you want your song to blow up.
Exactly. So if you have
everybody wants to blow up.
If you have 2 people going in at once trying to blow up a song, you're gonna double the chances, which is why Pooty and Bran, for example, go hand in hand, because they both have big social media followings.
Yeah.
And they both do the promo just as crazy. So you have 2 big followings. blowing up the song together, and that's why the song can blow up
Right.
so easily. So if you're in a community like that where you're all on the same page, then it's going to be so much easier. But I mean, if you're just an artist looking on YouTube, the chances of you ever talking to that producer are very slim.
Especially too, like if this community gets at scale, if one song in particular from somebody in the community starts to like gain a lot of traction, now you have a Discord community with like, let's say, a couple thousand people who every single one of those people, if they're really fucking with the vision, and if everybody is like on the same page, like this song is hot, now you have like 2,000 people who have the ability to repost this song on their social medias,
Right.
which could mean that this song like actually blows.
Right. You could all
Like,
help each other blow up.
See, like I fuck with the vision of the Discord community so heavily because I feel like it's something that a lot of people are missing, is just the community aspect of making music. Because bro, at the end of the day, like it's kind of depressing when you're like sitting in your room listening to tight beats by yourself, and you're like trying to make a song and you don't know, like you have a couple flows on the song and you're just like sitting there like listening to it, and then you just like shut your laptop and go to bed.
And then maybe you're an artist and you have nobody to really go to get an actual opinion from. In a community like this, you can post your snippet into the community and you'll get actual feedback from actual artists who know how to give you feedback, because they do the same thing and they can help you get better. Right. And that's the whole point of a community, is to help each other get better. You're not there to flame each other. It's not Instagram where you're going to get roasted in the comments by a bunch of people who don't even know how to make music. You know what I mean? If you're going to get roasted, at least let it be in a community of people who know what they're talking about.
Right.
They're not going to roast you. They're not going to tear your hopes and dreams.
It'll be constructive.
They'll be constructive, and they'll help you actually get better rather than just hating on you.
And you were talking about SoundCloud 2.0 earlier, which is like the yeat, the Ken Carson, that SoundCloud 2.0. From what I've heard, those people were all in communities similar to like this, except it was on Twitter.
Exactly.
It was on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So this is really an opportunity. Like the next yeat could be in this Discord right now.
You never know. It could be.
Everybody who's in the underground music scene should join. Anyone who's making music, anyone who's a producer, mixer, audio engineer. Just fuck it, bro. You just like write music. You write poems.
help each other write music. Help each other. You know, if you're a writer, if you're a singer, if you're a writer, you're a singer, you're a producer, you're a manager, or if you want to get into shows too, that's another big thing that I want to really talk about.
That's where the money
in the community is, shows and parties, because a lot of people, want to monetize their music career, right?
That's the best way to do it when you're small, right?
Exactly. The best way to do it when you're small is by doing shows, or maybe merch. Maybe you could sell merch. Something as simple as that, or maybe make CDs. They're not cool, but it's a collector's piece. Make CDs, autograph it, make it cool. Find ways to monetize. I want to really teach people how they can monetize their music careers at such an early stage. Because it's possible.
Are you going to be making like courses and shit on how to do that shit in the future?
I will.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's all going to be in the Discord.
It will be. As of right now, that's kind of that's definitely the plan. But I'm not going to charge anything right now. It's free. I just want to build the Discord. I want to build the community first. And then I'll add pieces of value here and there, but obviously I don't want to give away all the sauce for free, because I could give it away for free, and then you're not gonna take that knowledge as serious. I feel like, if you're gonna pay for something, then you're gonna take it more serious, and you're gonna actually take action. I don't want a bunch of people who are just gonna join, get this free sauce, and then do nothing about it.
Facts, bro. When you actually pay for something, you perceive its value to be higher.
Exactly.
And when you think its value is higher, you're more inclined to take action. If you see someone on a YouTube short, Instagram reel, TikTok talking about this is the way to make $5,000 a month, and they give you like all the shit, you're not like, you're literally just gonna scroll to the next reel.
Exactly.
So and that's how it works, bro. Like paying money to get something is not always bad. Like motherfuckers will pay like $50,000 to go to college, bro, and you're forced to like take all these other different classes that aren't even like really related to your fucking degree that you want. Right. And motherfuckers will be willing to pay $50,000 just because that's what their parents say they should do. and they're going to be unwilling to pay like $30 for a preset or $50 to get some free game on how to really monetize your music career when that's what you actually want to do, bro. Like, don't be afraid. Like, even though it's free right now, don't be afraid to spend money. Like,
don't be afraid to spend money. In here, I'm going to put it this way. There's no college class that is going to be able to teach you the things that I have learned from personal experience.
No chance.
All right. So like, I'm talking shows, I'm talking networking, I'm talking about breaking down these contracts. I'm talking about, you know, every little piece of the real music industry. There's no amount of money you're going to spend at a college. So that's going to get you that. And when I do start dropping these courses, it's not like I'm going to charge $1,000 for the course. No, it'll be like $30. It'll be something slight. I'm not here to.
Yeah. And it'll be easy. It'll be like inside the community.
It'll be inside of the community. It'll be cheap. And people will spend, like you said, $50,000 on a college degree. And then they'll come out of college and they're working a job for the rest of their lives that has nothing to do with what they went to college for.
Like there's college classes at like UNL, for example, which is like completely designed around audio engineering and shit. Mm-hmm. And my thing is like, I don't want to be like disrespectful to the people who like dedicated their life to audio engineering and now they're audio engineering professors inside of a college. You know, like that says something. But as far as value compared to the money you're actually paying, I guarantee you, once this Discord starts popping off, there's going to be people in there who can teach you more and are willing to teach more about audio engineering than you could ever learn for your audio engineering degree at a university. And it's all on your computer in the same place that you're already mixing your audio and you're already mixing your beats. You're already producing your tracks. You don't even have to leave your fucking room.
Exactly. And honestly though, when I think of music classes, the only thing they really offer at a college is audio engineering, right? When it comes to music, they're not teaching you the business of music at all. There's so much business that goes behind it. All right. You got to learn how to set up BMI, YouTube content ID. You have to know content strategies. That's another thing too that I haven't even talked about is I want to get into, content ideas in the Discord community where we can all kind of compete against each other. Like, oh, here's a video idea. Let's all shoot the same video and see who can get the most amount of views out of it. All right. It'll be a friendly competition thing that'll encourage everybody to get off their ass and actually work in their music career. All right. Nobody's really doing that because if you set a competition, if I give you the video idea and it's only you're going to be kind of scared because like nobody else is going to do it. You're like, oh, what if this flops? But if you see 100 other people try that video and they're all flopping too, you're going to get FOMO and you're going to be like, oh, I can do this video better than them. I'll get the most amount of views. All right. I want to set competitions like that in the community because that'll encourage everybody to, like I said, get off their ass and actually work on their music career.
So if you can create like the viral idea for and you have proof, like maybe you could like test it through Bran or whatever. Right. And it's like there's a video that goes viral, like going up in a balloon and recording your music in the balloon. Like if that's already tested, how many likes did that get? Like
a lot. I mean, across TikTok, Instagram, all that, like I mean, over 100,000. Like it had millions of views. So
that obviously is going to translate into people streaming the song.
Exactly.
So if that's a proven concept and it works,
try it yourself too.
Competition in the Discord, everyone can try the same thing and that can be the new wave.
Exactly. And obviously like a hot air balloon might be difficult for a Discord because not everybody can afford that, but it could be something very simple, like a very simple video.
Setting an old laptop on fire. You could go to a Goodwill and find a shitty old laptop for $5.
Right. Or let's all record a song in a Target next to a Target cashier and see who can get the most amount of views doing that. It takes nothing to do that.
That's free.
That's completely free. You probably have a studio set up, I'm assuming, if you're making music. Or you have Apple earbuds.
At least you have a phone. You have something.
And you have bandlab, which is a free platform. Bandlab is free. So there's no excuse. There's really no excuse. People will make all the excuses in the world. And that's just what's unfortunate. And what I want to do is eliminate those excuses and show them that it's possible.
Yeah.
You know? And so I could have just made excuses my whole life, but no, I kept trying, and I'm still trying. You know, I could be making excuses right now as to why I'm not a millionaire, but
instead you're fucking on a podcast right now.
I'm on a podcast in a coffee shop. Seriously, the community will be great, and I'm really excited to see where it can go and what we can all build together. I love talking to people. I love going live on Instagram, which is another do we want to go live on Instagram
Yeah, you
and
could-
see
you
if
could
we
run
can ask anybody questions? And
Yeah, you could run that.
let's just see what we get out of it. I guess you
let's do it.
never know.
Let's do
If
it.
if it's dead, I'll just end it.
Yeah, and also we can cut it like this. If there's like dead space in between the time anyone actually, we can just cut it.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
But no, bro, the community aspect is insane. Like the potential for everyone to just link up over Discord is actually crazy.
Right. Let's see.
I'm almost through this whole pint.
Damn, son. I'm ready to get some beers rolling at the casino.
Yeah, I'm sad you can't come to the casino.
I know. No, I'm actually sad too. But I did go through a crazy phase, like right after I turned 21, where I was going twice a week, bro. And I was like, I was spending
Blackjack or what?
Slots.
Slots. Oh,
No, bro.
Slots of everything, bro.
No.
Yeah, it was terrible, bro. I really blew so much stupid money, and I think it's that stock market energy in me that was making me want to do it. Because, like, you know, in the stock
kinda
market,
like
it's
gambling, bro.
Because I was trading options. I don't know if you're familiar with those, like options, like calls and puts and stuff like that.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I lost 10 grand in the stock market.
Oh, bro, I lost 13. Yeah.
Hey,
Bro, come on, man. This is crazy.
Hey,
we can relate.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly, bro. And the best part about it was that I was 19, bro. I still have my whole life ahead of me, and
that's
it didn't ruin a thing.
You know what's so funny? My parents were flaming me. My grandparents were flaming me because I was like at Thanksgiving dinner, like telling them about it. They're like, "Oh, what a horrible decision!" Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm young. Let me take risks while I'm young. It's better to take risks when you're young,
Right.
rather than like starting a whole family with your 9 to 5 and blah blah blah. And then once you have a family, you're like, "Oh, I really don't like this life."
Right.
Now I want to take a risk. Well, now if you fuck up, guess what? You're not feeding your family.
Exactly.
So it's better to take risks when you're young, brother.
When you're young, or when you just don't have
and you know what?
responsibilities, when you don't have kids and a wife, you know? Like, even if you're 29, you don't have kids and a wife, then go ahead, take that risk.
Take the risk, bro, because the thing is, I don't like giving myself like a failsafe, but at the end of the day, like if you don't succeed, you can still get a job, and like it's gonna be fine, bro. Take your risks when you're young. It's gonna be fine.
As long as you're not getting in massive debt.
Yeah, the debt will fuck you up, but yeah, as long as you're not like taking out a loan and going to the casino.
right. I never got to that point, luckily, but
yeah, work with the money that you got. Let it be on some Dave Ramsey shit.
Yeah.
Don't take out loans unless it's real estate.
only spend what you're willing to lose at the casino.
Did you already go live?
I'm about to press it right now. I was thinking of like a good prompt for the live.
Yeah.
I said podcast, ask me questions.
No, that's far.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
We'll see if we get any questions.
And then I posted something in my Instagram channel too.
But
so hopefully we get something.
if we don't get something, all that means is there needs to be more marketing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then that's testing. I plan on running like a lot of Instagram ads with the clips in this. And then I'll have the Instagram ads linked to the Discord community.
I think there'll be some good clips for you to run on
I think there would be some
think-
great clips. I think there would definitely be some great clips.
And the thing is, like I'm not.
Somebody said the first question is, "Are you a bitch?"
Are you a bitch?
Am I a bitch? No.
No. Fuck that guy, bro. He's not an ohlawton, not a bitch. Not a bitch.
That's funny. Ohlawton is not a bitch.
He literally smacked this crazy.
This is a good one. This is a really good question. You running? Oh, bro, that was my cousin who asked that. That's funny.
What'd he say?
He was the one who said, "Are you a bitch?" This is a really good one. You running for president?
In the future, maybe?
I didn't want to say anything too soon, but yeah, I'm going to be a top candidate for the 20.
Oh wait,
24
wait. Are
election.
you running as a Republican, Democrat, Independent?
I can't say.
Can't say. Can't say. You don't
Too
want to.
controversial.
I can't say. Do you play any instruments? No, I actually don't play any instruments.
You don't?
No,
I don't either.
I did like violin when I was in elementary school when they would require it. But
Yeah.
I don't know how to play any instruments.
Yeah, you don't really You really don't need to play instruments in order to be in the music industry. You don't.
You don't.
You really don't. You just have to have a good ear.
Do you eat any sandwiches? Bro, get out of here with these questions. Do I eat any sandwiches?
Hey, Subway, Little Kings. What are you rocking with?
Firehouse or Pickleman's?
Oh yeah.
Those are my favorite.
I like Firehouse.
Firehouse. I can't decide between Pickleman's or Firehouse, to be honest. But
we only have one Pickleman's in Lincoln. And
really?
It's downtown, so like I don't
right by the bars. So after
way too far.
Yeah, it's too far.
Too far. I feel like we have a lot of Pickleman's here in Omaha. A lot.
Yeah.
Like wherever you're at, there's gonna be a Pickleman's.
Motherfuckers came in here with the dumbest questions.
I swear. Well, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you eat sandwiches?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What's your favorite food?
What's your favorite?
Food? Do you remember what you said? What's your favorite food?
I don't.
You know what you said? What's your favorite? Well, hold on. What's your favorite food?
As of right now, what's my favorite food?
Yeah, let's go.
That's a really good question. I don't.
That's exactly what he said last.
Is that that's really what I said? The last one? Nah. You said. See how I never switch up though. I never switch up.
You were hitting your vape. You're like, that's a really good question, bro. Let me think about that.
Nah, bro. I never switch up. Yeah.
What is it?
I have no idea. Like maybe a sandwich. Like I guess now that we're talking about sandwiches, sandwiches sound good.
You said smoothies.
Or smoothies, yeah. I still love Smoothie
King. Yeah.
You said you go to Smoothie King twice a week. Is that still the vibe?
Not twice a week. Now it's more like twice a month, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
I ended the live. It was getting goofy.
You need to do some more marketing. Get some better questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I should have said something earlier. I thought about saying something in the channel like on the way here, just so people knew like what time to expect it.
Yeah, no, that's always good.
That always helps a lot better when you plan it out. But it's very random.
It's fucking funny, bro.
Honestly, if I had went live later, like if it was like 10:30, I think there would have been like a lot. I think there would have been a lot.
Everyone's on their phone at 10.
Because I do those like music reviews every once in a while on Instagram Live. Those get pretty popping. Those are a lot of fun.
Okay,
those are a lot of fun.
Okay, that's something it's funny you mentioned that. You know Patrick CC?
Yeah.
The YouTuber.
Yeah.
He also has a label.
Really?
Yeah, he's a label and he has artists.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But how he started his label was doing music commentary and music reaction. And like a while back, but this is probably 4 or 5 years ago, he was doing the music, like send your music in and I'll react to it and tell you if it's fire or trash. And bro, insane amount of engagement on those streams. He would go live on YouTube. Wow. He'd have 5,000 viewers and he would have a line, by the way, $20 on PayPal to get your music in the queue. So this motherfucker would have like 100 songs in the queue for $20 per stream. And yeah, bro, that's something that
I thought about doing something like that too. Like eventually going to Twitch instead of doing like Instagram lives.
Yeah.
And then it could be like, I'll react to like I don't need to get rich off of it, but if I could make like a couple $100 per stream, you know, like I'll react to 10 songs at $20 a piece, you know. Like I'll do that. That's fun. But I don't want to tax people. I don't want it to be like $100 and I'll play your music. Like
right. Yeah, you don't want to tax, but that's a way that you could monetize the group when it gets to like
that level.
Right. But the thing is, like, there's going to be so many people in there to where if you don't set the price high, there's going to be too much music and that's too much time out of your day.
It is.
So it's a weird medium where you have to balance like the time of your day versus like how much you want to tax people.
Right.
And but it is like, it could be a good investment because if there's 5,000 people watching and you have a motherfucker listening to your shit and you really got something hot, bro, that could be the difference between your song popping off and not.
Right. Exactly. Or another thing that I thought of is maybe I could like, you know how like promoters will pay artists to come and perform at shows. And that's kind of like the whole gig of promoting. What I could do is I could pay artists to come on stream with me and to react.
On some Aiden Ross shit.
And to react to music with me. And then I could charge higher. That since I'm charging higher per reaction, I can then have the money to pay the artist plus more. Plus I'm going to build my following because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan hack. Fan hacking is a very important thing.
What's that?
It's where you steal someone's fans. I mean, like let's say you're a really popular artist. Now that you're on my stream, all of your fans are gonna know who I am now, and they're gonna start following me.
It's in other industries they call it like status climbing. Like you're
really,
like,
I never heard it like that, but yeah, it sounds like the exact same. Yeah,
it's like the same concept.
It's like what Aiden Ross does too, though. Essentially, I mean,
bro,
all the Playboy Cardi fans that signed up for Kick to go follow Aiden Ross and watch that stream is ridiculous.
He probably, at the end of the day, I don't know if it was staged or what when he got scammed by Playboy Cardi. I don't know what that was. It's really hard to read Aiden Ross because I know half the shit on his stream is like scripted, or at least that's my opinion, and half of it isn't. But as far as like when Playboy Cardi came on, he definitely gained a following from that, regardless of whether or not Playboy Cardi scammed him or not.
Yeah.
It was a big controversial thing that happened, and at the end of the day, it was good for him.
That was like the biggest news, and
that's why in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Aiden Ross could have been on board with that.
I mean, it was insane marketing. You can't pay for that type of marketing Aiden Ross got out of it. Every page was posting it.
He knows that any publicity is good publicity, even if it's him looking like a dumbass. Yeah. He knows that if Playboy Cardi comes on stream for 5 seconds, doesn't say a fucking thing, and goes 2024 music, and then leaves, it doesn't matter, bro. That's
if he paid Playboy Cardi $1 million. I mean, he basically paid $1 million for a marketing run because that's what he got out of it. He got an insane marketing run.
I'd be willing to bet that paid off.
Yeah,
even though the idea is that Playboy Cardi scammed him, that played into the whole marketing scheme.
That was the marketing budget right there. Was that $1 million? So I mean, it definitely paid off. He didn't get scammed out of $1 million. He made a lot of money because of that stream he got scammed.
Right.
So it was.
But no, he was the first streamer.
But it's fan hacking. It's fan hacking.
Yeah, he was the first streamer to do that, right? Like get artists on stream, and that's kind of how he got into
this also really goes well with like why you should collab with other artists, because you can fan hack their fan base. So if you're collabing with a bunch of artists, which Bran, for example, does do. Bran collabs with like a lot of the underground bandlab community, and they all have like essentially the same fans, because they're all making music together and they're all building their fan base together. So if you can join a community like this and you can start collabing with people within the Discord community, then maybe this person's from New York, this person's from California, you make a song together, and now you're exchanging fans. All right. So that's why collabs are very important. And this is why I also said don't sleep on producers, because producers work with so many artists.
Producers have the connections.
That's why producers have all the connections, because they're sending beats to every single artist. They know more artists than artists know artists.
Facts.
So don't sleep on producers, like bro, like that's like they know everybody. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's not like, and the thing is, it's a lot easier to network as a producer, I feel like, than it is as an artist.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, every artist kind of knows, like, even if you're an unknown producer, like, send the beats over, bro.
Right.
Every artist is looking for beats to hop on. They're going through their email. They're looking at beats.
Exactly.
So they're never, like, an artist is never going to say, no, you can't send me beats.
Right.
Like a producer has the ability to send beats to anybody. And one of those beats might stick. And when that beat sticks, now you have a beat and a big artist hopped on it. Mm-hmm. Now you have a connection. Now the artist is more inclined to work with you in the future. And now you have more status as a producer. And now you can work with somebody else. And that producer could possibly connect you, like you as another artist, to the artist that he worked with in the past. And then boom, just connections, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a networking game. Is your network is your net worth. So you know, I really like that saying, and it's always stuck with me. You're and also, like, I'm gonna get this wrong, but like that one saying where it's like you're only 4 people away from who you want to meet.
I think that might be true, bro.
Because like you maybe, let's say I want to meet Drake. I'm sure I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Drake. Yeah, so it's like, you know, and
it's about people. It's about people.
And being polite and professional to everybody you encounter is very important as well, because you want to leave a good first impression, but you also never want to burn a bridge, because it's not worth it. You never know. Just be respectful to everybody, and that's the easiest way to network.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's facts. It really is just about people. And we're like, as a podcast, we have to like network. That's like one of the main things is networking, because we want the biggest names, the biggest whatever, anything we can get that I think is interesting. Like I'm not gonna talk to someone who I don't find interesting, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really just about networking and who you know. So
it is. Where do you guys see your podcast? Like, who do you really? What do you want to focus on, or do you want a focus? Do you just want to bounce? Like the Nelk Boys, for example, they'll interview anybody.
Yeah.
Is that how you want to be? Like, you just want to interview anybody?
Anybody that I find interesting. So like, I don't want to be like, I don't know, because like I don't know how well. Like if I'm not gonna interview like someone who like paints Native American pictures. I don't know. I don't know.
Nothing
I
you know about.
I was just like, I don't know.
That's a perfect example.
Even
though.
if they're
Yeah,
famous,
yeah.
it's like I don't know what I would talk about with them. I don't find it that interesting. I
Right.
don't. So
Right.
I'm thinking music, politics, and
That's probably the two main things.
the two main things are music and politics for me.
Really?
And that's
what about just entertainment industry? Like, what if they were like an actor or something?
that's great too. I love to talk. I love watching movies. Yeah, that'd be fine too. It's just anyone who I find interesting. I don't want to limit myself, as we were talking about earlier about like niching down.
Right.
Like my main niches as for this podcast is definitely music and politics. But obviously there's going to be some things that stray away from that, and that's fine. Because
Right.
I'm going to talk to whoever the fuck I want to talk to. And as long as I'm interested in, like for you, I'm extremely interested in the music industry. So this was a great conversation.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm not interested in it, I don't want to do it.
Then it's going to be a boring podcast, and that's not what you want your image to be. You don't
Right.
want to be known for it. All it takes is one boring podcast
Everyone's
that'll
like,
turn people
"Damn."
away. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
that could be the first podcast that somebody encounters from you, and it's your worst one. And
Yeah.
then now they're never going to watch another one, even
Right.
though all the other ones could be bangers.
I wonder if it would ever be to where we recorded a podcast and we didn't release it because we thought it was so bad. Do you think that'll ever happen?
It's got to, right?
It will happen at some point.
It's got to.
I think
to.
that's happened with Joe Rogan.
I mean,
before.
artists do that all the time. Artists record songs all the time where they never release it because
Yeah.
it's not good. You know, it's normal. It's normal to not put something out because you don't feel good about it.
Yeah. No,
It's practice, though. It's practice. You still gain something from it by doing it.
Right.
You still show discipline in yourself because you still did the podcast. I mean,
Right.
it's one step closer to getting better.
Yeah, it is getting better. Every podcast I do, I'm gonna get better. Like we were talking earlier off the podcast, how like we're both trying to stop saying like and all this shit.
I feel like we've been doing a good job.
I think we did a good job. Do we do a good job?
I think so, yeah.
But no, it's like my question to you earlier was like, are you guys gonna stick around in Omaha, or are you trying to go somewhere else? And like the same question is posed to this podcast. Not quite yet because we haven't had that much traction, but because I don't quit, I'm not gonna quit this. So I know that at a certain point, it's going to get to a point where we're gonna run out of people to talk to here, and we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Would you be opposed to doing Zoom calls?
No,
Not opposed to it?
not opposed to it, but it's not ideal.
Right. Right.
Like,
obviously in
really-
person is better.
In person is always going to be better because like you showed up, I dap you up, we have a conversation beforehand.
Yeah.
It's really just like a human interaction.
Yeah.
Zoom, it's okay. Like, and yeah, if it's someone who I'm interested in talking to, I will do it. But if I have to, spend $500 on a plane ticket, bro, to do it in person, I'll fucking do it, bro.
And especially if it's going to make its money back.
Right.
I mean, if it's a banger podcast, you got a banger guest, then,
Yeah.
you get a good sponsorship. You start selling merch. There's a lot of lanes.
There's a
lot of ways to monetize it. You're not limited to just relying on streaming from Spotify or YouTube views. There's a lot you could do. You could really turn it into a brand. And I believe in the vision. And, obviously you guys have a really good work ethic. You have a legit setup here.
I appreciate it.
You drove all the way up here, moved all this equipment. You were willing to do that. So I really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you guys are willing to do this, because I've been wanting to do something like this, but there's not a lot of people who take it serious, and that's
Right.
the issue.
Yeah.
So, when you hit me up, I was like really excited about it. I was like, wow, like somebody who knows what they're doing finally. Like this is
Yeah.
perfect. This is what I've been looking for. I love
Yeah.
this, and I love podcasts. So,
Fuck yeah, bro.
so I just want to say real quick, thank you guys for coming down here and doing
Yeah,
all this
no,
equipment
no problem.
and doing this.
It was fun.
This is awesome.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
dope. We should definitely do it again sometime.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
I really hope that this community that you have going, the next sound.
The next sound. He got it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Can't really take off because I actually do believe in the vision.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I think I could see us all becoming homies though, because you guys clearly have a good work ethic.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
sure, bro,
I respect that.
And
really
I know some people, bro. Like I said, I have my friend Hunter. I think he really can make it in the music industry too. So
I'd love to hear his music. Is he from Lincoln?
Yeah, from Lincoln.
I'd love to hear it.
I'm not
maybe I have heard it before.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows? But yeah, we're gonna get it figured out. This was dope. Dope.
I don't know how long it took you guys to set up or how long you need to tear down, but basically the coffee shop closes at 10.
What time is it right now?
It's 9. So yeah, this is a good spot to wrap up.
Good. All right, let's wrap it up.
Cool, man.
All right, brother.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on all social media.
Yeah, and by the way, the link to the Discord, to the Next Sound Discord is going to be the top link on the bottom of this YouTube video.
Yeah. We'll throw that in the description.
So if you want to join that, everybody join up. Engineers, producers, promoters, artists, managers,
interested in the music industry.
Anybody,
join up. We want you.
Join up. You do slam poetry, join up. All right. Peace out.
Peace.